Now you can talk, Saggy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Biggerford Entertainment, your source of all things awesome, with your host, Nzo, with special guests to be announced. Hopefully you're ready. Buckle up, grab your popcorn, grab your beer and or soda, because it's about to get spicy.
Yo, yo, yo. What up, Dewan? What up, Perp Minded? And I'm going to say this. I'm taking that and I'm keeping it. I'm adding that to every fucking O.O.C stream that we do from now on. That shit was fire. Thank you.
What I did? Yeah, I mean, I did good, I guess. I was going to say, did I do good? Did I do good?
Oh, yeah, that was fire. Yeah. When this stream is able to download, I'm going to take that off and I'm going to start using it on all my stream. That was lit. What's up? Thank you for coming in, Rhea. Much appreciated. JG is in the house. I sent the link to Nadia, so she may pop in over there. But tell the people where they can find you, Rhea.
Moi?
Yeah, you.
Hi, reality. I'm sorry, I'm not used to the name brand change. It's like I forget that I'm reality now.
I know. I keep wanting to say Saggy, right?
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know, but I name brand change. I mean, I think if you still type my old name, Saggy Melons, it still pops up.
Yeah, it does.
But yes, I'm a drama YouTuber, so if you like drama, I'm your girl. And if you also like getting yelled at by a female on a microphone, then yeah, that's me.
Danny said, "Sounds like Saggy." It is her.
Do you not remember what I look like?
It's been a while, so I can't actually, complain. He said, "What was lit?" Just go back to the beginning, Daddy, where the fire comes on. Saggy did a nice intro, which I'm gonna keep over there now. So that was lit. JG,
yo.
Go ahead, brother. What we doing? Let us know.
JG Shaolin Terrific, the undefeated, undisputed final boss of the 36 champs of Shaolin. Waka! You are now live right here Wednesday night on the O.O.C with Nzo, aka the Abbott, and the Osiris of this shit, the Spliff King and the Professor of Ganja. And he's not here, but hey, don't feel right without saying it. Roberto, aka Mr. 100, aka No Trouble Did Anything Gonna Be Irie. No woman, no cry.
Boop, boop, boop.
And of course, it's always great to have the legend herself. She goes by many names, but I like to refer to her as the lioness who ain't never scared of shit, always ready to slaughter these hyenas. Reality. Salute.
Salute. Wow, you just outdone my intro. I can't believe you.
I cannot be outdone.
You did. You outdid me. What the heck? You were like, you know what? I'm gonna up that one. No, Anzo wants to use hers. Well, now you got to use mine too. See, I see what you did. I see what you did.
G Major with a $2 super chat. He said, "What up, though? Let's get it on." Absolutely, 100%. Eli said, "I smoke more and better weed than Anzo." Brother, if you hold on, if you want to do a stream where we just sit there and bun all day, we could do that. You ain't out smoking me at all. Just saying. Just saying.
It's not happening. If you do that stream, I will be there to show my face and I will smoke with you.
Oh really?
Yes, if you do that stream, I will be there.
But But that means you would have to buy it and not mooch it off of your friends, though, JJ.
You know what?
I keep
No. I'll do all of y'all. I'm just gonna show up to that smoke stream and smoke some crack. I beat all of y'all right there.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Well,
we
she
don't do
wins.
that over here.
Exactly. That I would win. I'd have the best drug on the freaking stream. I'd be smoking straight up crack.
And
On
to
the
all
Rebel
those
Ridge
listening,
trailer on. I'll check it out, Shifty. I'll check it out. Go ahead.
to
Yeah,
all
JG,
those
what's
listening, I am not a mooch. Okay, do not listen to what Nzo says. I'm a likable guy, and people always offer me weed. I cannot help that they offer it to me, and I smoke it.
Okay,
Mooch.
well, I'm just gonna upstage you and smoke some crack. Maybe we'll go to meth. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'll
You
find
know what? You know what? Since you talking that crap, psych, I'm gonna take you up on that, eh? When we do that stream, you better come on here with a rock.
Yeah, no, I think I'm working that night, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't even pick a night yet. It's like the Joker said about Batman in the museum. Where does JG get all those wonderful intros from? Yeah, Danny, you're just saying that because he started off with you. Like you were the original intro, and then I had to like say, no, you're on my stream, and then I had to put myself in there and stuff like that. But yeah, no, his intros are fire. Much appreciated. But we definitely got a good show for you guys today. It's going to be an interesting topic. As you guys can see, the number one topic on the show is going to be about Nerdrotic. That's why Reality is here, so that she can give her perspectives, because she did streams on it already before. You know what I mean? And I know we have kind of a little different perspective on these guys, but we're going to get into that first. But, I got to start off with a joke, right? I don't know if you guys seen this running around Twitter, but I seen it. I found it pretty funny. Let's check this out here.
Ouch! This yoga shit is harder than I thought.
For the love of all things ugly and unnatural, what the fuck are you doing, Velma?
God damn it, Fred, leave me the hell alone.
Not while you're in here looking like a drunk contortionist trying to summon breakdancing demons.
That's exactly what I'm doing, Fred. I'm contacting the other side to send dick demons here for you to suck.
Bitch, I'll come over there and diddy kick you in the ribs. Say I won't.
God damn, you're stiffer than J.D. Vance at a black family reunion. Oh my god, bruh. Can you both just leave me alone? What are you doing? I'm trying to do the plow pose. Oh, hell no, girl. You need to get in the right position if you're trying to get plowed properly. That's not what I meant. Let me show you how to bust that pussy open for real. Start by lying flat on your back, ready to make the world's freakiest snow angel. Then, bring your legs up and over your head like you're trying to give yourself a backwards high five with your feet. If it feels like your spine is about to pop out, you're nailing it. You're officially a human pretzel.
Yeah. Damn.
Now, all you have to do is prepare to take that dick like a top-tier, undisputed gold medal ninja warrior. A nigga go feel every wall in this position.
Lord Jesus.
But be careful, because if his pull-out game is weak, you'll fuck around and have quintuplets.
My.
Come on, bruh.
Yo, those videos are hilarious.
Oh, I tell you, the internet has no chill whatsoever, eh?
Man.
They just put anything out there they want to do. But yeah, they are funny as hell, man. I can't believe that shit. All right, so now I have to make sure that I take off Twitter before I scroll through it, because sometimes you scroll through Twitter and like booties pop up or something like that. That to make
Yeah,
sure
we
that
know your Twitter feed is
Yeah.
sus, Anzo. You don't gotta tell us. You know you got some sus swallowings. Yeah, we don't want to see your fetishes. All right, I get it.
Well, I already put one fetish out there, little people. I love that one, and I ain't got no issue with that one.
They do. They do. Them little women, they got some fat asses.
Facts.
Yes, they do.
100%.
Yes.
I get it. Trust me, I feel you. I get it. I've watched enough educational videos on Pornhub to understand.
100%. He said, JG, however, it's not hospitable. It won't let you eat a sandwich at his house. Oh, he's not hospitable. He won't let you eat a sandwich at his house. His belly will be full while you sit there with your mouth open. Facts, Danny.
Look, you know the risk before you walk into my house, okay? You know the risk.
Where'd you send it? Where'd you send it to me, Danny? You sent it to my phone, or did you send it to Twitter? I'll play it.
I just realized he said hospital and white mouth. Oh my lord.
Yeah,
I was reading that too, all confused. I saw white mouth and I'm like,
yeah.
what?
He meant to say, he meant to say hospitable, and yeah. Sent it to
He
my
said
phone.
white mouth. I know what he meant when you read it, like when you caught it, but in my head when I read it, I was just like, what the hell is a white mouth?
Oh, this
like, where
one.
are we going with this? We haven't even got to the topic yet.
Okay, Danny sent me. Hold on. Yes,
I
Danny,
like the
absolutely.
white mouth. It's a purty mouth and it's white. I'ma let you take me to the hospital with that white mouth while you eating a sandwich with that white mouth.
Yeah, that was funny, Danny. I can't lie. But I like those little things with that kid and the bullshit one. Cracks me up. I got one more before we get into the topic, and then we'll get into the topic, and I'll play some more. Check this one out.
Give me what was stolen.
My wallet.
What was in your wallet?
It was $50.
Okay.
I had to replace all my IDs. I had gift cards in there, my earpiece, and a calculator.
There was no earpiece in the mail.
I love it. Judging for the plaintiff for the amount of $500. That's what I think it's worth, madam. Goodbye.
Did he literally just snitch?
Yeah,
Yo,
he did.
I took me a second to realize what was going on. Then when he said there was no earpiece in there, I was like, "Oh no, you just admitted you were in that bag, sir."
Wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes, boy, you just gotta stay away from the drugs, man. You know.
Ma'am, I did not go in that woman's purse, but I know the contents of it. It's a transparent bag. He should have just said it was a transparent bag, Your Honor.
And it was not in there. I didn't know. It wasn't in there, Your Honor. That means you got ash around your mouth because you hungry. I got you, Danny. Just got an ad. The bee sting lullaby. Libby. She went into an allergic shock and died on the way to the hospital. Ooh. Just got to add a bee stung. Oh, really? Okay. Weird ad. But let's get into it. So, let me share this screen instead. Bring it up. Now, I've been noticing on Twitter that, a couple days ago, this Grayson guy posted something. Said Nerdrotic is a piece of shit that we've allowed to operate amongst us for far too long. Right? Now, when I seen it, I was just like, okay, whatever. But man, this thing has blown up and it is just gotten crazy. Right? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna talk about this on Wednesday, right? Because I don't like these guys. Now, Nerdrotic has never really been on my radar, but Kennel has been. Like, I went after him. Like, you guys could see, go on my channel, you see that I made a couple of videos about Ryan Kennel. I went after him a couple of times. So if you want to say, oh, you're only doing this for clicks or whatever, no, I'm not. I'm doing it because I don't like these guys. And seeing as this guy is going after him, I'm like, you know what? Yes, finally. We need to get rid of these dudes. They are freaking racist. And I know Sagi is going to say they're not racist, but I'm going to give you a few reasons as to why I think they are racist. But Sagi, what are your thoughts first?
So, like, I mean, do you want me to go in why I don't think they're racist?
Go in with your thoughts. Yeah, 100%.
So the thing is, right, is like, there are racist people, and then there are people who will say things for the sake of outrage, right? And to say things that they know is going to get the attention and also kind of generate a certain demographic of audience members. And I don't think that they're racist. However, I do feel like they know exactly what they're doing. They know that the stuff they're saying is coming off pretty bad, like basically comes off as racist. And they're generating like the woke people, this whole wokeness stuff it's a lot of people who are racist, sexist, and transphobic. Let's just be honest. That is what wokeness has become. The whole woke, everything's woke. We have to be anti-woke. So that's what the anti-woke movement really is just a bunch of people who are kind of pushing the diverse, basically the outrage. So that's what I feel like they're generating is like, obviously we can all agree like there are some problems in Hollywood where they are kind of just checking boxes. Let's just keep it real. It is a real thing in Hollywood. They will insert black people into movies and stuff just to be like, hey, look, we're not racist. We're inclusive. So we're gonna have a random black character that was never black, but we're gonna change that character to black just so the black people feel seen. And it's not that, because a lot of these CEO executives are legit racist. Like, they are only doing it to make money off of the black community. They don't care about us. So that is a true thing. And that's kind of what these guys are trying to kind of put out there. But at the same time, they've gone down a rabbit hole, in my opinion, where it's like, now they can't get out of, because now they're just like, they generated this audience of people who are all now like, fuck seeing black people. The black people are taking over Hollywood. The friggin' Jews, the friggin' lesbians, the trannies, all this shit. So it's like they purposely do say things to kind of generate a little bit of outrage clicks, and it works, and it makes them a lot of money. So like, why stop? But to think that they're racist, like, I can honestly say, as somebody who's been in the same room, I'm sorry, Anzo, but I've been in the same room with Ryan and Kennel, and I know racist when I see one. They ain't no. I have never had a racist white man put their arms around me and be all up on me and talk to me like I'm a human being and be excited to see me. That's not something a racist person who literally has disgust for you would not even fucking touch you, would not even be near you. They would just avoid you like you are black. So I mean, I don't think, like I said, I don't believe they're racist. I do just believe that they purposely say some edgy, outlandish stuff just to get people to be angry or cheer. So it's like, kind of, my thing is like, I agree with this person's post. I do agree with Anzo. It's like, it is a little problematic when you are catering to actual racists and actual phobes and sexist people for clicks, and even if you're not, it's just weird.
And I'm going to show you why I say that as well. But here's the thing, right? Just a little bit of pushback on you. So to me, they're the new age racists, right? They know that they have black people that follow them, right? So they can't go out there and be completely racist, right? They hide behind the fact that they have black friends, right? Because they say some bullshit on the panels where they have a black guy on the panel, Ripa, who will back up everything they say. So it's like, oh, guys, I can't be racist because I got this black man here who agrees with me, right? Another thing, only a racist, a misogynistic, or whatever you want to call them, will go into a movie and be like, you know what? There's not enough good white people in this movie. Who the fuck else notices those things? I've watched so many movies growing up where there was never a black person in the movie as even an extra. And never once did it occur to me to be like, oh man, this movie doesn't have any black people in it. What the hell is this? You understand? So for me, it's like they're hiding behind these black dudes that will agree with what they say, right? Now, they also know that they have a black following. So they can't really say, because I'm going to tell you, and I wish I had the clip. I usually have the clips and I keep them, right? But there was a stream that them Geeks and Gamers guys had. Someone paid I think it was like maybe a $20 super chat and asked Ryan Kennel to say the N-word. And he had this grin on his face like he wanted to say it so bad. He didn't say it, but he did. He had this like, oh, I want to say it, right? But he knows he can't, right? Because he has black people to follow him. Not to mention that they're associated with a few black people too as well, right? Like far associated anyways, but they are, right? So my thing is, okay, if someone sent me a super chat to say a derogatory word to gays, Jews, whatever, I would have been like, bro, what are you doing? I'm not doing that. I'm not saying that here. Right? Like, that's not what we're about here. We're not going to sit here and make derogatory comments about another group of people. Right? They don't check any of that. They don't check it. I've checked it many times. Be like, yo, I have Mark on here, and some be like, oh, Mark's a coon. No, don't call him that. Not on my channel. We're not doing that. We're not calling anybody names. We're not doing that over here. Right? But they just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And I don't care if you have values, then losing a few subs because you defended something shouldn't really matter. Right? Because you're going to end up picking up people saying, oh, they're not racist. Boom, I'll sub now. But instead, they just keep going and going and going. I want to hear JG's thoughts real quick, and I'll let you go again, Sagi.
Yeah, to kind of piggyback on what you both said. For me, a lot of times it's a difference between someone who's racist and someone who's an opportunist, although they can't be one and the same, right? For me, just because you have a conversation with someone who's of a different race doesn't mean you're not racist.
Exactly.
Right? You can also not be racist, but also be a bigot. Although bigotry is under the umbrella of racism, they can't be separate. So while what a lot I've noticed a lot of racist people do, they'll say, well, my definition of racism is this, therefore I can't be racist. See, if I was racist, I wouldn't be talking to you. Or if I was racist, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing that. Why? Because they're changing the definition of racism to fit their own. It's hard for me to explain it, but again, Ryan Kendall, I don't watch him enough to actually care about him. The only time I really watched him is when he did whole Batman movie review. And like Nzo said, there's no good white people. There was only 2 black people in the whole movie that actually talked, from what I remember. And so, into this nerd, whatever his name is, I don't watch him enough to actually care about what he says.
But, oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I was looking away. I was on my phone and I looked up and I saw another person and it threw me off. I was like, am I tripping?
Hey, Nadia, what's up?
What up?
What up, Nadia?
This is what happens when I turn away for a second. I come back. I was like, wait a minute. Are we playing a clip?
Yeah, you need to pay attention, Saggy. Pay attention.
But yeah, I'm not going to say Saggy's wrong or you motherfucker. I'm so used to calling you Saggy. I'm sorry.
You can call me whatever you want. You can call me whatever you want.
I'm not going to say she's wrong about anything because that's her truth. That's what she's seen from her reality. So I can't say she's wrong about anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the same time, I do believe that he is racist. I just do. Just because you have a black person on a panel with you doesn't mean you're not racist. That can be just you trying to hide being a racist by saying, see, look, this black person agreed with me. Why don't you agree with me? Right?
Especially,
this black person have a problem. You shouldn't have a problem. That's
100%. Especially when that black person is spilling out the same bullshit rhetoric that you guys are spilling out already, right? Nadia, what is up? How you doing?
What up? That's like when Trump be taking pictures with black people. Like, look at my African American friend.
Yes.
No, I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get into that tonight. I'm not gonna get into that.
Oh no, hell! You know, I'll come in hot all the time.
Sorry, I was choking. I pressed the wrong button. I muted the audio instead of my mic to cough. That was my bad.
No problem. One thing that is very important is these guys are funded by Christian conservatives, think tanks. I'm telling you, Nerdrotic, all of them are funded by racist think tanks and radical. 100%.
So was black people. So were black people back in the day. Don't forget. Let's not forget all of them rappers who were in those boardroom meetings. Me and Nzo talked about on the phone that were in all those boardroom meetings with all them white men in suits while they're in their street gear, going to meetings discussing how the black rappers can incite a bunch of the black community to get into drugs and cause crimes because fuck the police, so they can get the black people in jail, so that they can do the free labor in prison. free slavery, y'all. There's a documentary about it too. It's a documentary about like how crack, the crack epidemic happened and how it was purposely distributed in black communities and how rap music became a thing, and then it kind of got all people, smoking crack, drinking, and doing all kinds of crimes and getting them into the system. There was a rapper who came out who did an interview, said that he was in one of those meetings, and he said they were basically told that they wanted, all this money was offered to them to do certain songs specifically about police brutality and stuff, which was happening, but at the same time, it was to get the black community all up in arms so they get arrested.
Right. So, and yes, here's the thing though, right? And so just to cue Nadia in, there's a YouTuber. You ever heard of Nerdrotic?
No.
Nerdrotic. Okay. Anyway, white YouTuber. He's along the lines of the geeks and gamers type of people, right? So they go on there with their rhetoric.
That ain't my demographic of what I watch on YouTube.
Yeah,
my demographic is vast though. Like I'll be watching people do doll stuff and art stuff, and then I'll be watching commentary, and it's a wide array of things.
Same.
Well, here's one of the response to the guy's tweets.
Hello, Doctor. How are you?
But the hard,
what's up, nerd man?
The hard.
This is what I'm saying, right? So it's stuff like this that they get, right? And no one.
Why they so obsessed with us?
What exactly?
this is an obsession at this point. Like, I don't give a fuck. I feel like racism is a psychological disorder. Because the fuck, why are you so upset with somebody existing? The fuck?
Because history repeats itself. That's what it is. It's history. Because again, you have people who are just stuck in the whole idea that we cannot all be the same because we look different. And like I was gonna say before I lose my point is like I get what you're saying, Nzo, but like with the whole Ryan Kindle saying after the Batman movie there was more morally good black people. I understood what he was trying to say. It's the way he said it that came off. I looked at that. I was like, Ryan, I knew what you were trying to say, but you didn't have to say it that way. There was so many better ways you could say that. All you had to do, like, this is how I would do it. Listen, y'all, I went to go see the Batman movie, and it seems like, there's a lot of people all the people of color were the good guys. And like, it seems like Hollywood now is just afraid to paint us as the bad guys. Because why? Because they've been painting us as the bad guys for so long in history in their entertainment. Now, all of a sudden, they're afraid to make a black person bad guy. Why can't we just have a role? Like, why can't we just have a role? Now, I understood what he was trying to say, but that whole thing he said, it came off mad sus. And even I'm side-eyeing him like I said, I understand what these guys are trying to sell. It's just the way they sell it it's hard to deny that it doesn't come off racist. And then, like you said, you have people like this, part of their community. This is what I'm saying. These are people who are supporting Nerdrotic because of the person who called out Nerdrotic. So what do? Prove this person right by sending them racist ass shit.
Can I respond to the Batman thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
So first of all, the most ironic thing about that whole, critique is that it's a Batman movie. The dude at the center of the movie is a white
yes,
millionaire or billionaire even, who's like how are you gonna say there's no white? Plus, there are actually other white people in that movie. Plus, there's the black people and Hispanic people in the beginning of the movie that Batman's beating up, who are essentially bad guys, right? And then there's secondary, the Catwoman's girlfriend, or I think she's the girlfriend, who's Russian. She's white. She's a good character. So it's just nonsense. I mean, again, the central character, which, in 99% of movies, if you look at even today, 99% of movies is starring a white, straight male. So they have not one leg to stand on. It is used as propaganda to radicalize the youth towards right-wing thinking.
Well, that's
it.
not what he meant, though.
Those channels are funded. I hope somebody proves this one day. I'm sure of it. I'm so sure of this. that those channels are funded by right-wing think tanks, right or conservative, whatever. The same people who are funding, what's his
Donald
name,
Trump,
Ben
all those
Shapiro,
guys.
and all of those kind of guys. They are funding those guys because it's easier to radicalize people by talking about comic book movies. It's not something serious because kids aren't going to watch political shows, are they? So let's do it a different way. Let's get something that they're into: comic book movies, music, anything like that, and let's put our right wing thinking points through that. So
they did a stream with Alex Wright, whatever the guy named. Guy said the Sandy Hook shit is not real. He was on their stream. Like, these are the guys that they rolling with, right? You see them at the Trump conventions. You see them all over the place when it comes to the Republican stuff and all that. 100%.
Okay,
bro.
wait. Can I
was
just
Nerdrotic actually
real
at,
quick?
sorry, just last thing, was Nerdrotic actually at the Trump convention? Because
I don't know. I don't know if he was. I don't know if he was, but I know Ryan Kennel and Jeremy were. Go ahead, Saggy.
I was gonna say, I mean, just to correct you, like, he didn't say there were too many black people versus white. He was saying that there were the morally good actors were primarily black. So that's what he was saying. But I get your point. But what I was saying is, like, there is an issue in Hollywood with how they use people of color and people in the LGBTQ community, because they definitely have, and I've heard this from people who've worked in the industry for a long time and walked away from it, because I quote you, that they were tired of sitting in a bunch of boardroom meetings with a bunch of white people saying the N-word with the hard R while talking about the movies and TV shows that had black casting. So, like, they walked away because they had a black brother, so they said they were tired of it. And they said that it's true that what Geeks and Gamers and Nerdrotic, it is kind of true. Like, there is a problem with how we are portrayed and how we are treated in Hollywood in the entertainment industry. It's just the way that they've been telling this message has been kind of like coming off as part of the problem as well. But, like, it is a true thing. Like, it's like you can look at all the black entertainment that are created by white people, and you can see how they view us. Like, we are just a bunch of,
good times, that new cartoon bullshit.
Right, we're gangbangers, we're thugs, okay. We only listen to rap music. We have nothing else going on for us. That's what whatever they portray, that's how they think of us.
Yes, and I'm glad you said that, Sagi, right? I'm glad you said that, because there has been this problem in Hollywood since conception, right? It's just now it's on the other foot. Before it was us. We were drug dealers, we were pimps, we were hoes, we were this, we were that. No one batted an eye. No one said a word, right? If these guys are really concerned about how Hollywood is going on with the woke stuff and all of this, then why not complain about, they're making black people look like pimps and hoes and hustlers and the bad. Why never complain about that? Because they don't care, as long as it's not their representation that is getting screwed up. Right? So if it's us that looks like criminals and drug dealers and pimps and hoes, hey man, that's a great movie, right? Based on reality. That's how it should be. You know what I mean? That's how those guys are. They don't care. So if you really care about changing the industry, if you really care about it, then those are things that you should be talking about as well. But they don't. They don't talk about how black people aren't getting represented, the father's not in the family or anything like that. They don't talk about that, right? None of that. And their panels are just a fucking echo chamber of people that agree with every single thing that they said. That's the problem. You know what I mean?
I agree.
And it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. But JG, I want to hear what you have to say real quick.
Yeah. And about Hollywood, Denzel Washington, right? Gladiator 2, character he's playing. There's backlash against him because you got fucking Denzel Washington. I don't care if he was Arab looking, black looking. You got Denzel. Of course, I'm gonna put Denzel Washington in that fucking movie. Why? Because he's fucking dope and he's a great actor and he's gonna bring in the money, right? Samuel L. Jackson playing Nick Fury. I don't give a damn if he's race swap. He's fucking Samuel L. Jackson. throw him in there. He's good, right? But like you said, we can't play anybody but a drug dealer, gang member, a dope fiend, something like that. Oh, that's so realistic when we're that. But when we're playing somebody that's of substance, well, no, we got to bring that back. We got to no, that's not right, right? And even the Batman thing, right? From what I remember, there was a line that Catwoman used in that whole dialogue she did. I can't remember verbatim, but it had something to do with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. He was so
I know
bent
what
out
you're
of
talking
shape
about.
about
Yeah.
that. So bent out of shape of that. Then he just added on a bunch of other bullshit that really had nothing to do with it. But what a lot of these individuals do, they don't want to appear like they're racist, even though they are. So they'll try to justify their opinion by throwing a lot of other bullshit around it.
All right, I'm going to prove their racism right now. So your friends, for God's sake, well, I can't see your name and I've forgotten your name now. But you're saying you've been sorry, Ray.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ray.
Okay.
New name.
You've been on their channel or something? Is that what you're saying? Or
I've met Jeremy and Ryan Kennel in person.
Okay, Ryan Kennel. Okay, so I don't talk about like them being racist with like some kind of hard R. I think of them more as conservatives. That's what they're, and conservatism, whether they want to admit it or not, has a lot of kind of racist ideas behind it. Not racist in the sense of I can't sit with a black person and have a conversation racist. It's just overarchingly the social implications of that view is racist. So look at this Ant-Man actor. What's the guy's name? The Kang the Conqueror.
Jonathan
Majors. Yes, thank you, because I'm going to get into that too. Go ahead.
That is their wet dream, that story, in terms of what happened between a male and a female, right? Like, male star, these are the same guys who were always on about Amber Heard this, Amber Heard that, how she's a witch, how she's a, just the most disgusting things about Amber Heard. Even as somebody who doesn't like particularly what I think what Amber Heard did and what she represents in terms of due process is horrible, right? That it should have never happened to Johnny Depp. But even still, I think the language used against her was horrible and vile. But that being said, what happened to her is very, very close to what happened to Jonathan Majors. Have you seen them talk about Jonathan Majors on their channel? In anything but they talked about him at first in a very negative light. I saw very negative videos, but as soon as it looked, and you could see that essentially this guy was being nailed to the wall and was actually innocent. It was radio silence. They didn't take off his case as well.
No, man, you're wrong. There wasn't radio silence. They fucking doubled down. And I even did the video on it. You can go on my channel, it's there, where he's sitting there calling fucking Jonathan Majors a piece of shit because of that audio leak. But they say nothing about fucking Johnny Depp in court saying he wished Amber Heard was dead so he could burn her corpse and fuck her.
Right. Absolutely. I mentioned that to you. Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like a double standard. And we all understood what Jonathan Majors was trying to say, right? He wasn't yelling. He wasn't cursing, just saying like, listen, you got to be, represent me. That's what he said in the audio clip. And these guys were like, he's a piece of shit. He's this and that. But they don't say nothing about Johnny Depp and that statement.
I mean...
Right. And they didn't say anything about the video as well.
Exactly.
Johnny Depp, though, like that, we're comparing apples to oranges when it comes to situations like that. Because like Johnny was canceled. Everyone was against Johnny. Everyone, when that news first dropped, everybody was against Johnny Depp until that audio came out that showed that Amber Heard was the abuser and the aggressor in that situation. So everyone kind of flipped the script. So after that, realizing that Amber Heard, who was a woman who used her femininity to play victim, while she was also, if not equally or more so, the actual toxic abuser, and lied about it, and it ruined Johnny Depp's entire career, because for a while everyone looked at Johnny, even with the drug issues, as Johnny was a saint. So having that whole thing happen, everybody was against Johnny. And then to find out that she was a problem, it didn't matter at that point what Johnny did. What Johnny said or whatever toxicity Johnny took part in that relationship was nothing anymore, because he wasn't the one who went out and lied about his wife. He's not the one who ruined his wife's career. It was Amber. Jonathan Majors, I believe he was innocent. I believe he had every right to punch that bitch square in her face after she attacked him 100%. But in the fucking beginning, of course, everyone's going to look at a man hitting a woman and be like, what the fuck is going on? Especially when it comes to an actor. So I don't necessarily even think in that situation we can even compare Johnny Depp to Jonathan Majors.
We're not comparing Johnny Depp.
No. Hold on, Herman. Before you go, let's be clear. He did not hit her. Jonathan Majors.
That bitch deserved to get popped.
Yes, 100%. So Jonathan, everything
he injured her finger
and defending himself, right? So everything that you described about Johnny Depp was the exact same thing with Jonathan Majors, right? He was being attacked.
Johnny Depp is missing part of his finger because of Amber Heard. Damn it, allegedly.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, though, girl. I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. Anything that Johnny said after that to that bitch who cut off his finger, shit in his bed. Like, come on now, let's keep it a buck. Anything he said about burning that bitch's body. Listen, if a woman shit in my bed, burning her body would be a mercy killing. Okay, it would be a mercy killing. Shit in my bed where I sleep.
Sorry, do we know the timeline of that? Because I'm pretty sure he cut his finger after he made those texts. So I don't know about that. I think
the whole finger thing supposedly happened with the whole wine bottle being thrown and
yeah, I think
that shit
was after that, if I remember correctly. But I want to say one thing, and this isn't to defend Amber Heard, but I don't think that tape that was released in and of itself was enough to, the tape originally where Amber Heard saying, "Oh, I hit you," and blah blah blah. She admits to hitting him, basically, because I've heard other women who are blatantly abused by their men talk about, "Oh, how I hit him," or "I did this to him," so that they feel like it's a kind of equality in the relationship where it's not just that he's beating down on me, it's like we're doing it to each other. So I don't really think that was enough to flip the script in Johnny Depp's favor as much as it did.
Nerdman, let me ask you.
Subsequently, what came out, I completely agree that it was proven as much as you can possibly prove that Johnny Depp was kind of like innocent of these things.
I'm gonna let Saggy answer the question, then we're gonna get back on topic.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Saggy.
I was gonna say, let me ask you a question, right? If do you think that for you personally, if she came out originally and said, so me and Johnny Depp had a toxic relationship, we were always fighting, sometimes it got physical, he would hit me, I would hit him back in defense and things like that. If she said that from the jump, right? I feel like, would that be more understandable, like a more reason than just her saying, well, he beat me, he abused me? Because the thing is, for me, like, I get what you're saying, but like the issue wasn't that, yes, there are some instances where women will fight back. I'm that type of bitch. If a dude puts his hands on me, I'm putting my hands on him. And if I put my hands on him first, damn it, I'm sure as well expecting to get smacked back. I'm all about equality. But at the end of the day, the issue was she did not say that. She didn't say that. She said he was the abuser. He was the one putting hands on her. There's a difference between, like, yes, women can be abused and fight back, but at the end of the day, that was the issue because his career got ruined for it. And she never said, I fought back, ever. If she started off with that, I'd be like, bitch, you telling the truth. I believe you. But she never said that. She played the victim.
Okay, I agree. I get you. And this is the last thing I'll say on this. My whole point is the perception and the defense of Johnny Depp was much, especially by those channels, but in general, I think when the media flipped on Amber Heard and when people generally flipped, like Twitter and everything flipped on Amber Heard, it was way before the case had been conclusively proven that she was the abuser. It was one tape. That's all it took. And everyone was on, like, galvanized for Johnny Depp, apart from maybe some media channels, CNN or whatever. but for the most part, YouTubers, media, whatever, were on Johnny Depp's side. So I don't think that Jonathan Majors has had anything like equal treatment when it comes to YouTubers passionately defending him, when it comes to Twitter passionately defending him. After it showed in this video that at best, I would say black YouTubers did. I'd say black people did. But you did not see that on a lot of, especially these channels that we're talking about. I don't think you saw any of that.
I can explain exactly why that is.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I didn't hear that.
So the reason why, if you haven't noticed, it's a popularity contest. Johnny Depp compared to Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors isn't as mainstream as Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp has been in the career for a very long time. He has built himself a reputation. He has built himself a fan base. He is very well established. So that's why I said when the Amber Heard situation, comparing him to Jonathan Majors, who's not even at Johnny Depp's status, is a reason why. There's a lot of celebrities, that if they don't have enough status, they're not going to get the same treatment as a celebrity who's been in the game for a long time. And now, after all these years, now controversy hits. It also depends on, I'm sorry, part of it is race, 100%. I'm not going to deny that. Part of it is also race, but it's also primarily how popular that character is, or that person is. If Denzel Washington got caught up in some drama like that, I highly doubt he would be treated the same. For Christ's sakes, Will Smith was in controversy, and he wasn't treated nearly the same. So, I mean, it's about how much money these actors are worth to the entertainment industry, because if they're worth a lot of money and they make the industry a lot of money with their name alone, their brand, I guarantee you, any controversy that comes their way, they are protected. Doesn't matter what their race is. Like I said, Denzel Washington is up there with Johnny Depp. Right? So if Denzel Washington got himself in some trouble, Denzel brings the money in. I'm sorry to bring it up because I always bring it up because it's the best example ever to debunk all of this sometimes. R. Kelly got away with what he did for 30 freaking years. R. Kelly was untouchable for 30 years. A black man in the entertainment industry got away with what he did for 30 years. Not because he's black, not because he's white, because he made a lot of white people money. A lot of white people money, and they knew what he was doing.
Bill Cosby.
Yep, they knew what he was doing. So it's a popularity contest, and I'm sorry, Jonathan Majors, and he was treated poorly, 100% with y'all on that, but he is not going to be treated the same as somebody who is above his status.
So I'm looking at his channel now, and he has done at least, hold on, 3 videos on the Jonathan Majors stuff from what I see now, just looking at it. He's probably done more, but he's done at least 3 videos on Jonathan Majors, right? And actually, this is the new one here, and I haven't watched it. Jonathan Majors heartbroken over Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. And I'm pretty sure, I don't want to watch it, but I'm pretty sure that motherfucker is dissing Jonathan Majors in that video again. I can guarantee you. Let me get to Chill's.
Because he's going after the lovely sweetheart, the buddy with the redemption story about all of his drug use and his bad criminal background to be redeemed as Iron Man. And he a white man.
Looks like I might have another video to do. Chillmonger said wrong. Her finger was uninjured after Majors left. The driver said she was doing everything. She testified she hit him first. Majors only dialed 911 the next morning. She was playing dead, 100%. I felt like the whole situation should have stayed out of the press. It got out of control, partly because of the publicity. Some divorces should stay private. Yeah, but already know that these guys are celebrities, so it's hard for them to keep that private, right? TikTokers and YouTube don't do their research. They just run with the verdict. 100%. I generally hold my opinion until the case is done, as it should be. Now, I showed you that picture of, oh my God, cat scared the shit out of me. On the back of the chair scared the shit out of me. My fucking heart jumped like, what the? Anyway, so
confirmed.
So anyways, I showed you the followers, what they're doing, right? Now, here was his response to what the followers had to say. And I'm telling you, this is why this guy, well, listen.
It was freaking hilarious. And you guys were awesome. You guys were just bitch slapping him. So with ideas. And it was crazy. So I'm grateful for you guys.
So basically, so what I showed earlier, Nerdman, was hold on, let me see if I can find it. I don't think right here. So this guy that did the video started the trend on Nerdrotic. He got people calling him the N-word and all kinds of stuff in there. And that was Nerdrotic coming on saying, yeah, you guys were great. You slapped him up. You did good. He's encouraging that shit. This is what I'm saying, right? Like usually anybody else, like if you ain't racist, if you don't, you're like, yo, bro, what are you doing? Like I can't associate myself with that kind of stuff. But that's what they do, right? They associate that stuff, with that stuff. And I'm telling you, because they are, big time friends with them clowns, geeks, and gamers, right? I'm gonna play a video just to show you that what their mentality is. And this video I clipped from one of their streams. They're talking about, I think this is the Star Wars one. I'm not sure. Hold on.
I have not seen this yet. I am not interested based on the fact that you're already presenting a woman of color lead character to me. I'm already out. I'm already out.
Just get ready.
Wow.
That's not racist. That's not racist.
Wow.
Sagi?
Oh, that was for me?
No, I'm asking you. That's not racist?
Oh, it definitely comes off racist. I get it. I'm not denying it comes off racist. But like I said, the thing is, like I said, the way they say shit, they say it like that because they know it's going to get people upset. They know it is. But
rage bait.
100%.
Yes.
Like they know exactly what they're doing. I've always said that. I've never denied that. They know what they're doing, It's just like one of those things though where it's like it's hard to even defend it because it's like I get it. Like there's no way to defend it exactly how it's said. It's just like I said, it's all a game. It's all, and that's why I did my stream where I said outraged content creators are problematic because even though they might not be racist, they are definitely targeting and catering to actual racists. Because like with him saying, I don't want to see a black woman lead, because to him, he's saying, I'm tired of them always making black female lead characters and changing the story because we've always had this and that, and we're getting rid of all the strong men characters, whatever.
That was the original character.
It always makes it worse because you have people who are extremists and really feel strongly about that. Like basically, they look at that like, yeah, we need to get rid of all the black people. You're right, Jeremy. You don't want to see black people no more.
That's what they want to do.
Ray, that was an original character. Because they started with, it's because it's race swapped.
What was the game? I didn't even see the game.
That was
Star Wars Outlaws. Star Wars Outlaws. Which is coming out in a few days.
You started noticing, wait a second, with Lord of the Rings, these are all original characters. Like the Lord of the Rings show, they made original characters. They had a problem with them being black because they were elves.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's Star Wars. They're expanding the Star Wars mythos. It's not elves. They can't say that this was made for, like only for white people or whatever. They make original characters. She's black.
Mermaid.
I'm already out. I'm done. Because she's black. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know how it.
No, I agree with you 100%, right? Because, and here's the thing with these guys, right? If you guys remember, all this stuff that it started with the SJWs, that was the first word for it, like SJW, social justice warriors, right? When that faded out, it went to the woke stuff, right? Everything is woke, 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 woke. And then when that faded out, they went to the DEI, which is what they have now. Diversity, equity, inclusion is what they have now, right? So they're just masking their fucking hate with different names. You know what I mean? Like it's just different situations. JG, you haven't talked to nobody. Want to hear you, and then Nadia. Go ahead.
Yeah, for me, DEI is a new form of affirmative action, right? Get away with affirmative action, we're going to replace it with DEI. Damn near the same type of shit, right? Star Wars Outlaws, original character, they got an issue with it. Not with the game itself, just because you have a woman of color, that's the main character.
Mm-hmm.
You have Assassin's Creed Shadows, Yasuke, a
Mm-hmm.
historical figure. You hadn't even played the game yet. Well, I don't want to play with because it's woke. It's DEI. You hadn't even fucking played the game yet, right?
Facts.
So, like Nadia said, it's kind of race baiting, rage baiting. It's and to Sagi's point, they know what they're saying is going to garner some attention, right? Almost like Straight Outta Compton, when they were throwing the CDs out and breaking them and burning them. What did Eazy say? I don't care. They bought the motherfuckers,
Mm-hmm.
right? The more this outrage comes out, the more the name gets out. That's what they want. That's all they want. Because sometimes dislikes mean just as much as likes, right? And
Facts.
they do not care. They don't care, and that's a shame of it. It really is.
Nadia.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Hold on, nerd.
The
Hold on,
designers
nerd.
do it too.
We're gonna get to that, but hold on, Nadia. Go, Nadia. We're gonna get to that, nerd man. Hold on. Go, Nadia.
The high fashion designers do it too. They do they just do shit. They did to piss people off to get that rage bait. That makeup line that made that foundation that's completely black. There's no one skin shade, not even dark skinned black people. No. Yeah, they did it. That's all they want. They just doing shit to make money now. And I'm just that's why I ignore the shit. I mean, I know people be like, we got to do something about it, but
Yes,
like,
that's what I'm
I
saying.
can't give people,
That's why
I
I'm
can't
glad
give my attention to that shit.
That's why I'm glad this guy's doing what he's doing, because I'm like, yes, we need to stop fucking, because black people are the only people that are told to ignore it. We're the only ones to
Yep.
say ignore it. It's just a word, forget it. We're the only ones. They don't tell the Jews that. They don't tell the LBG
Yep.
community to do that. They don't tell anybody but us to fucking ignore it. I'm tired of ignoring it. I'm sick of it. I'm not ignoring it anymore. And Chill said, and who could forget the woman king? It wasn't historically accurate. And because they called it the woman king, people lost their effing minds. And then they explain it in the movie. And then I'm sitting here and I'm saying, well, if you Google some of these movies that are supposed to be based on true stories, there's not fucking one of them that's actually accurate. So what argument are you making? You're making an argument
None.
about a black movie that's not accurate when some of these white movies have never been accurate as well. It's crazy.
So
And can I touch on what after what because there's shifting
Yeah.
gears and says I gotta kick in
Go
real
ahead.
quick.
Well, I was gonna say, personally, for me, I understood why people were mad that the Woman King wasn't inaccurate, because if you actually watch the movie, it does kind of change it a lot. Like, the premise of the movie was that the tribes were trying to stop slavery. They were not. Like,
No, that was not the premise
they were
of the movie.
100% on board. They didn't want the slave trade to stop. They took part in it. They didn't. That was the biggest inaccuracy of that movie, was that they made it seem, and they also downplayed the savagery of the women, the warrior women, because they pillaged. They pillaged the shit out of other neighboring tribes. They took women and children and they enslaved them. That was their job. That was their role. That's why they were feared. So I would say that for me, when it comes to the inaccuracy of that movie, that was what I was sitting there when I looked it up, the history. I can see why people are mad, because it did kind of downplay the roles that those women and that empire really had in history, where like they made it sound like the guy was trying to stop slavery. No, the hell he wasn't. He was a tyrant. He was a tyrant. Just wanted to add that to people who didn't know the history.
So I've looked into this, and I can't. So first of all, it's a fictional movie. I mean, the only thing that I have a problem with that movie is that in the trailer it said based on a true story. I don't know who greenlit them saying that was stupid, but that movie clearly addresses that empire was part of the slave trade, that they were using the slave trade to protect themselves, and to make money to protect themselves in terms of fighting the oil empire or whatever. So all of that is addressed in the movie enough that if you want to go and look at the history yourself and see what it is, it's not like it's not referenced in there. But you are telling a story, right? You're telling a story where it's a what if story, if you want to call it that. What if one of these women in this elite warrior, whatever you want to call them, what if one of them was against slavery? That's basically what the story is. That's all it is. They're saying, yes, they did this, but it was just one of the women in a fictional character was against it. And how would that have changed things? Or how would that have, and that's, I think, I don't know. I think if you look at the film, I don't think it's as cynical or it's trying to paint them, just completely as innocent as some of the criticisms were suggesting.
All right. And JG, you wanted to respond to something?
Yeah, what shit gets me said.
Go ahead.
Be careful with that, because we found out there was a YouTuber that went to Japan and was talking to Japanese people, showing them the trailer, asking them what they thought about it. None of them had a problem with it, right? A lot of these comments, these comment section, these videos saying, I'm a Japanese person, I have a problem with it. Kind of found out they weren't even Japanese. They were using Google Translate to pretend like they're Japanese so they could have a problem with it. That one official that was in Japan that was going up, that was supposed to be, I'm going to go to the whatever the Congress is and talk about it. He was a nobody. He was like a low man on the totem pole. And you know what the president, all those people said? Dude, we don't care about this. As long as it's not starting riots and shit up here, we don't care. It's just a game. So this, Japanese, just like a lot of black people were upset about a lot of things too. But like Nzo said, it's just a game. Get over it. It shouldn't matter. So in this case, that shouldn't matter either.
And I see
that whole based on a
go ahead.
That whole based on a true story thing. I mean, that also say that at the beginning of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So take that shit for grain of salt. I mean, that's what I mean about the whole movie shit. You cannot, and I mean, like, that was loosely based on some real shit. So you can't any movie, because like what else? The Conjuring, that's loosely based on some real shit. Like don't.
Can I just
Patriot, not Patriot Game, The Patriot with Mel Gibson. You go look at that one. That's not accurate at all. It says based on a true story. It's not accurate.
Yeah, look
all
at
of them. What was the one where he's
Braveheart. That's the one I was thinking about. Yeah.
Gladiator. All of them. But the other thing to note about this is the history of because this is all kind of pre-colonial Africa, right? So to take everything they say about that history as Bible is really, really difficult. If you go back and try and research even I'm trying to remember what they're called, the Dahomey tribe, sorry. If you go back and you try and research them, it's based on very scant information, right? Usually from colonialist point of view, right? So again, it's very, very hard to disambiguate like what is, accurate, what is propaganda, what is, what actually happened, because they didn't have a writing tradition back then for them to tell their own history. So that's all. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, if you go through that thread though, you'll see a lot of racist and comments and shit like that. And a lot of these guys, they don't feel like they need to address it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh yeah, say what you want to, right? And I'm tired of Twitter is the biggest, oh my God, the racist shit that goes on Twitter that they allow, right? They allow people running around saying the N-word like crazy. I put in the racist slur for Jew, and my post was taken down right away. You know what I'm saying?
See, I don't have the energy to fight against racist people online, because if I say something agreeing with another woman about something that I've experienced and she's experienced and we both went through with a black man, there's always a black man hurrying to run under that comment section and invalidate me and this black woman's feelings, even though we both had the same situation with a similar type of black man that ain't the black man that we talking about, but he felt the need to defend another black. I don't have the energy to deal with racist people when I got black men putting me down in people comic section just because I agree with another black woman. So no, that's the only reason I ignore it. I'm not telling you to ignore it. Anybody that got the energy to fight against it, fight. I don't have the energy because I'm fighting my own people right now. Because what the fuck, y'all mad because I want men to take accountability, and they always want to throw it back on women. You see what I mean? That's why I'm still dealing with internal community issues. I can't fight against the white man if I'm fighting against my own man.
And I'm glad you brought that up too, because as I said earlier, they hide behind these black men to validate the shit that they say. You understand? So you have these token black dudes who will sit there and laugh and joke with them and talk about, oh, well, it's just a joke, right? Ryan Kendall made this huge joke about George Floyd and had a black man on the panel, Ripper, who sat there and laughed at it and let them make the joke. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you enabling them, because now you'll see them saying, oh, well, take a picture. Jeremy has a picture with a black guy. Hey, look, guys, we're so racist. Why? Because you took a picture with a black dude? Why? Because you have a black man on your channel that feels, and he's a self-hated black man. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You understand? So that's why he fits in with them.
Candace Owens type.
100%. Exactly Candace Owens type. Yes. Go ahead, Nerdman. You gonna say something?
No. I was just agreeing with you. That's it.
JG?
Nothing else to say on this. I mean, I think we gave this enough energy than it deserved. We just gotta keep fighting.
100%.
We
That's
fought.
what I say.
We fought before slavery. We fought afterwards. We fought during Jim Crow. We fought the civil rights movement. We're people who fight. We're not the model citizens that's going to just shut up and not say anything. And that's what they want us to be. We're not that. We're going to speak up. We're going to fight against it.
I do think it's really important, though, that black women and black men get on the same page. And I really, it does bother me, Nadia, like that. It's with all kind of groups do this, and it's really something that annoys me. It's that a black guy or a gay guy or a woman will say, "Oh, this, we're oppressed in this way," and the group that, maybe it's like they feel like if you talk about something like a white guy did something racist to me, they feel like I'm talking about all white guys and they have to come in and defend themselves. And I'm like, look, if you're not one of those white guys, don't worry about it. I'm talking about those white guys. You don't have to come into my situation and start defending all of whitedom for me, and tell me my experience didn't happen or I misunderstood my own experience. Right, so I completely.
That's the worst. Oh,
yep.
I hate when people do that. You misunderstood. You misinterpreted. No, I didn't. I felt the way I felt. I hate when people do that.
So, Reality Rhea sent me this Woman King. Yes, it was created by a white woman or directed or whatever. But I'm like, so what? You know what I mean? Like, what does that prove? Because
I was proving that, like, the reason why I brought that up is because, like, I got what you guys were saying. I was listening. I was just taking it all in. And I'm like, I'm explaining. Like I said, there was levels to the outrage with that movie. It wasn't just like, yes, it was historical fiction, but like at the same time, it was if you know the history behind it. In the way that it was told in the movie. Like, don't get me wrong, the movie was fantastic. Highly recommend it. I love the movie. It was actually fun, and the actress
it is good, yeah.
Viola Davis is a friggin' phenomenal actress. Like, But the reason why it was like a lot of people were upset because yes, it was historically inaccurate, but a lot of people were upset because, like, if you know the history, like the movie downplayed a lot of the awful things that entire kingdom, empire, whatever you want to call it, that tribe, whatever, that downplayed them to make them look like the heroes and the good guys, when in history they were nothing. They were bad. So it was like, if you were going to make a movie and you wanted to make it accurate, or at least somewhat accurate and based on a true story, like, tell the story. And the fact that it was written by a white woman who was trying to make it like, I want to tell the story, but I don't want to make the black people look like villains, so I'm going to make them look like the good guys, even though if you look at the history, they were not the good guys.
Can I just sorry? Do you think
slaves? They were the ones who put the slaves there. They were never. There was not just one person who decided that this was wrong. The ruler said, "You're going to do this," and anyone who said, "We want to stop. This is wrong," they were killed. He was a tyrant. So, like,
okay.
He was a good guy, and he was not a good guy.
Do you think the Greeks and Romans were
facts?
Brutal,
I was just about to say that.
Did horrible things. Do you think there was really like a kind of Roman general who suddenly had this perspective that he was fighting for the common man? Like, you have to have a hero in a story, right? You have to have a perspective that you empathize with. And the fact is, unfortunately, most of history, humanity was completely shitty. We were shitty to each other. We were, we were tyrants. We were, there was no freedom for most of human history, right? So it's very hard to select an individual from any kind of historical situation where you're going to have a pure good guy. So I don't really see, like, you look at something like The Gladiator, nothing like that probably happened. You would never have like some Roman general who was part of the elite come down and be like, oh, suddenly I'm gonna fight for the common man.
Romans have never been depicted as good guys. In every movie that Romans have involved, they have never been depicted as good guys. There were a few of them, and like, to sit there and say in history there was never any people who are trying to stop it or were good guys. Like, it is possible and it could happen. But it's like, it's like, but again, when we're talking about the depiction of people of color in the history that they have had in Hollywood, by painting us as, always bad people, to now trying to oversaturate with the opposite, it's like, again, if you're going to tell a story about Black culture and Black history, can we get something that is more accurate to educate the Black community and youth of our history, and not just, like I said, there's literally in history, there were free slaves during slavery. There was literally towns where mixed people were living. There were Black people who owned slaves. They don't teach us that. They don't tell us about our history. So it's like,
but wait a second. Black people own slaves in a very. Can we not use these white people talking points? Because I'm sorry, the way Black people use slaves, in some ways it was worse, but in a lot of ways it was not anywhere near the North Atlantic slave trade. In how many slaves died, the level of brutality, the way
they killed them,
the racial 100%. Ideology behind it. Okay, so
breeding.
So, for instance, one of the terrible things,
teaching us our history. When you were going to school, who's been teaching us our history? A bunch of white people. Right? So who's telling the stories about our culture? A bunch of white people. When you go to school, who's your history teacher? Usually a white man telling us history about our culture. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's another issue, because it wasn't just white people who were upset about the woman king. Black people were also upset about it, because why is it that we have all these white people educating us on our fucking history? It's our history.
That was a Black woman who wrote that.
And here's the problem, right? Let's not act like, because that's why I brought this up. In 1985, we had The Color Purple, who was made by fucking Steven Spielberg. So let's not act like white people can't make a movie about Black people. All right?
It was based off of a book written by a Black woman.
A Black person, right?
Right, but it was
a Black woman.
Yeah, so as Nerdman said, so was the Woman King.
Okay, and why couldn't the white woman write the accurate story? I'm just saying when it comes to
White
our
woman, it was a black
when it
woman
comes to
who
our-
wrote it.
why is it that white people are telling us all the history? Why are they making the movies?
Here's what
Why aren't we
you
making
should
the
suggest.
movies? Why aren't we telling the story? Why aren't we representing ourselves? That's my issue. Is that the issue? It shouldn't be this woke shit that Nerdrotics and Geekies going to talk about. Their fight should be: we need to hire more people of color in the entertainment industry that are in positions of power that can actually fucking do shit and do it right, instead of just having all these white people making these fucking decisions on our behalf, putting us in fucking stereotypical movies and roles. Instead, just hire the people to make accurate. You want to understand black people? Hire a black consultant to tell you how we are, to actually write these things for you. But they don't do that.
But they don't care about that. Go ahead,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said
I'm talking about
the
I'm talking
outright.
about Nerdrotic and them. They don't care. They don't want to see people of color doing these type of good movies for black people. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see that shit. They're not going to watch it. 100%.
They'd find a way to criticize that, even if you did an accurate movie about that period of time in Africa. They would find a way of criticizing that. Trust me. So you going, oh, you know, if you look at it with some nuance, they will hate anything essentially that is about black people that has the potential of being successful.
And it's funny too because, and I'm trying to find the page. Chill knows him. His boy Dre Mac. He did a video where they were talking about, like, he's one of those ones, I don't like race bending, stuff like that, right? And then there was a video he did where they actually gave an original black character and people were still shitting on it. And he was like, well, you guys are going to shit on it anyways, whether it's black or not. And that's exactly it. Whether you give us a natural character or you don't, they're going to shit on it. It doesn't matter to them, because what matters to them is that white people aren't being represented. Right? And we've had many years where we weren't represented properly. But who cares about that? You were saying, though, Nerdman? And then
Ray,
I'll let JG and Nadia go.
I just want to, because I really want to get to this, because your basis of the history of the Dahomey tribe and the history of these female warriors is based on what? Like, what book are you referring to? What historical account are you referring to?
If you look up, because when this whole controversy, I did research, right? I researched it to see like what was the issue. Obviously, I want to know what the hype was because I'm like, yo, if this movie is like crazy, I want to watch. Controversy, and they tell you the historical differences. Like if you look it up, they tell you why.
Where are they getting those references? That's what I'm asking. Not the YouTube channels that break down. Where do they get their references? Because these people did not have a written history of their own. They didn't write.
Facts.
This was an illiterate. It was an illiterate society. The only thing written about these people is from the perspective of white people.
Facts. And that's exactly what I said. Yes, and Nerdman, that's exactly. Remember when I had this issue? We were talking about that on Paul's team. Chill remembers, right? And it came on, and it was like, "Oh, well, we have this history of that." And I'm like, "Yeah, but how do we know that it's actually this black person that's writing that?" You know what I mean? Like, how do we know that? Right? You're right. All the perspective that we get are from the white perspective. They are the ones telling the story, and they are the ones putting their narratives in there. That's exactly right. Go ahead, continue.
But yeah, no, because maybe I'm ignorant, because I looked into it. I know that there was one account, it was by a black slave who was it was one of the last freed slaves. I don't, something along those lines, who was still alive, and this white historian wrote down his story, basically wrote down the account of his story. He was one of the only ones who was an original source who talked about the Dahomey tribe and these Dahomey women warriors. And he said, yeah, they came to my village, they did all this horrible stuff, they took me and whatever. But that's one guy's perspective. Other than that, I don't know that there was any other source I could find. And again, if I'm ignorant, please educate me and tell me, where are the sources that tell us exactly how, because they're talking about they were so brutal and they were this, that, and the other. Where are the sources for this, other than colonial, accounts of of this tribe?
Well, there's a nice article in the Smithsonian's. Like I said, historians, like you'll have to ask some historians because they're the ones that do this on a regular basis. It's their job. So if you're asking where they got that information, you'd have to ask the historians who are putting that information out there. I mean, even though, yes, you are correct on one hand, but like there is a lot of history, a lot of people who were around that time who passed on the stories of those times, people who our grandfathers who were around that time and were telling people like this is how it was. So I mean, again, I've always said this too, like we 100% took part in the slave trade. Like that's just a fact. We 100% took part in the slave trade. And Woman King was a movie that was based on that. So number one, it's easy to believe because it did actually happen. Whether it was that tribe or other tribes, it did happen.
Sure. By the way, the book was called The Barracuda. I just remembered. It was an account by a black slave who was living during that time, who was one of the tribes taken over by the Dahomey. And it's called The Barracuda, because I was looking into it myself, trying to find sources for where they actually got their accounts of these women.
I mean, my nationality...
And to be honest, pre-colonial African history is very, very hard because they didn't write anything down. And when the colonialists came over, they didn't take time to really, in fact, they destroyed a lot of our history. A lot of the stuff, the religious
100%.
monuments, all of that kind of stuff was destroyed. And they just were like, you're going to become Christian now, or Muslim, whatever. So,
and I'm going to show you guys something later. I just want to hear JG and Nadia real quick. But before I do, okay, so it was The Boys, right? The Boys the last season, they had a black character named Sage, right? I'm not going to play the video, but he did a video on it because she was getting hate. So he titled it, "Even with created black characters, we still get hate." That's exactly what I'm saying. So it doesn't matter if they create new black characters or they race bend a black character, they are still going to shit on it. And that is the problem. These guys, they shit on everything black. They shit on everything black, right? Okay, so they're so concerned about Disney and their, women in movies and this and that, right? I'm going to see this Alien movie tomorrow who has a woman lead. How come they ain't saying shit about that? Oh, another movie with a woman lead, blah, blah, blah. How come? It's because they have this fucking hard on for Disney, right? And because people agree with them and that's where their money is, but they don't really care, because if they cared, they would talk about every single aspect of the SJW woke shit or whatever, and they don't. They only talk about what concerns them, which comes to black people, Disney stuff, and that. They don't say shit about this fucking Alien Romulus movie that's coming out tomorrow, and we'll see when it does. Let's see if they come up with videos saying, "Oh, another woman lead" and stuff like that. Let's see if they do that.
Well, right? They can't. That's Sigourney Weaver. She was the woman lead in all the Alien movies.
Yeah, but she's not in this one, right?
Right, but they were definitely mad at Frank.
And if that movie had come out today, right, instead of back then, right, in this day and age, they would be saying that about fucking the new Alien movie. But they used that
because Sigourney Weaver played the leading role in all the Alien movies from
and they use it as an excuse, right? Because like, oh, well, we don't hate strong black women or strong white women because we would have said something about the Alien movies back in the days. But if the Alien movie had come out today, they'd be shitting on it. If the first Alien came out today, they would be shitting on it. Go ahead.
Can I ask you something, Ray?
But hold on, there, man. Keep that thought because I want JG and Nadia to speak because they haven't spoken in a while. JG.
Yeah, so many talking points, man. Well, let me start out with the Woman King, right? Does anybody know what conversation was heating up right before the Woman King came out?
No.
Reparations. No. There's a huge talk about reparations. And as soon as that movie came out, what were the talking points after that? See, black people put their own people in slavery. Why? Yeah. So they can absolve themselves for what they did, right?
Facts.
And to Nerdman's point, You look up all the descriptions of that tribe, they are all from the colonial perspective. All from colonial perspective.
Absolutely.
And as far as black people making movies regarding slavery, do we forget that Nate Parker tried to make The Birth of a Nation? It had to go through all kind of hoops just to get that movie made.
Oh, it
Why?
is next week.
Why? Because a lot of the white people, not everybody, a lot of white people didn't want to be seen as evil people and being brutalized by black slaves. So we had to jump through all kind of hoops, getting donations to get that movie made. So even when we do try to make our own movies, we're not allowed to.
Facts.
We have to go through all kind of hoops and all kind of shit just to get things made.
He did, Mike.
Yes, Rogue, I just did say Nerdman had a point for the first time in 5 years. I said he made a point.
Nadia, what are your thoughts, real quick?
Lost.
Yeah,
No, I had a point. I had a point, and I just lost it.
Can I say
right.
something?
I can't even remember which part it was about. Go ahead. Somebody else. Go ahead.
Say something while you're thinking of that point.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just so that we're clear on something, because the black people obviously were part of the slave trade.
Yeah,
they partook in the slave trade. Now, here's an interesting fact about history. There is not one system of slavery or one system of oppression throughout the history of mankind in which the oppressed or enslaved group did not partake in their own oppression or slavery. That includes the Holocaust. Jews there were tiers of Jews, right? So there were the leaders of the Jewish groups who partook in administering and how would you say, basically administering the ghettos and and essentially these were people who got certain benefits by ensuring that they were, that they could, that the Germans could easily, steal and rob and whatever from the lower Jewish communities from the poorer ones. In slavery, it's the same thing. Go back to any group that has ever been enslaved in history, and there will always be within that group certain people who work and they're elevated higher so that they can sell or capture or do whatever. So it's not something specific to African slavery that Africans partook in African slavery. The reason they partake in it is because they know that if they don't partake in it, that they will become slaves themselves. So they have to become poachers. They have to become administrators. They have to become people that the enslaving group can rely on. Otherwise, they will be the slaves. That's basically the nature of the structural nature of that kind of system of exploitation. So I don't know why it's become such a big talking point about African slavery, as if it didn't happen in any form of oppressive system. Does that make sense?
To escape accountability.
Yes.
It's just to escape accountability because they don't want to run me my check. That's all it is. But no, JG had a point about when he was talking about what's the movie, the Nat Turner movie. Oh yeah, they had to jump through hoops to get that made, because they didn't want slave uprising movies. They like slave movies, but they like the sad slave movies that show all the horrors. They don't want the slave uprising movie. So yeah, they was not happy about the Nat Turner thing. And then it was another movie I was going to talk about. I can't remember now.
Well, The Birth of a Nation, you know how they got that movie not to come out, right? You know how they shelved that movie, right? Because I know people have seen it. I can't find it anywhere. Because what they did is they brought up some old false case of Nate Parker, and he's supposed to have done something to some girl which he didn't do, and he got exonerated. It was proved that it was a lie, and they still shelved that movie. I can't find that movie on my sites anywhere. The Birth of a Nation, I can't find it. Right, so they keep that movie under shelves, but Will Smith's Emancipation, oh yeah, we can show this one. Yeah, this one, right?
Yep.
This is what we can do, and
That
that's
was
the. Yeah, go ahead.
That trash ass movie.
I
I don't
don't
think
watch
it was that
slave
bad.
movies. No.
I don't think it was that bad, but I just understand that they brought it out because you know what I mean. And then when we get the uprisings ones, like they just, yeah, we'll just keep that back here. We don't want people to see that. And that movie was supposed to be critically acclaimed, right? Supposed to be a really good movie.
They made sure it wasn't.
100%.
They was like purposely selling people tickets to the wrong movie and shit like that. And then they'll give you a ticket for the real movie, but then the money wouldn't count and some shit like that. Yeah, they was doing some sneaky ass shit. I watched the video on it. Like they was going through the numbers and stuff. It was crazy.
Absolutely. Any more thoughts
Sorry.
on it? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sometimes I have a hard time describing exactly what I'm talking about. But if you highlight what I put in the comments. So this was under the Nazi rule. These guys.
Uh-huh.
And so basically they were used to, and there's the next bit. They were used to represent the Jewish community, dealing with Nazi authorities, but they essentially just collaborated with the Nazis in order to keep themselves from getting, what the rest of the Jewish population were getting. So it happens, as I said, with that's probably the biggest example ever. You will never see a Jewish film in which they show a film about this group of people. Would you ever see a Jewish film where they talk about this? No. So why should black people?
Facts.
Why is it always us who have to tell that? It's I don't know.
Tony said, I hate these clowns act like women lead film is bad and something new when women have led horror movies for years. Facts, Tony, 100%. Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, you know what I mean? Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you name it, there was a white woman leading those movies. And you know what, to be honest with you, it works better with a white woman lead than it does with a man. Because they tried that shit with Nightmare on Elm Street 2, and that shit did not work. That movie was trash.
You know what? I mean? That seemed like it's some kind of fetish. Like watching white women be in peril. I don't know. I've been binge watching Dexter. So
Dexter's great.
I got a lot of crazy shit going on. Yo, I'm on the last episode of season 8, so I'm about to end it.
Oh.
Tony said, I'm sick of all this.
I already know how it ends.
Mike, I'm sick of all this nonsense. Me too, Mike. And I'm tired of it. And that's why when I see this guy that's on Twitter and he's fighting them, I'm like, yeah, keep doing it, man. Like, let's get people on the other side. You know what I mean? If they can have a big following where they can talk trash about women, black people, and all of this, then we should be able to have a big following where we talk about the other side, where we talk about the real stuff that matters. You know what I mean? Like, was the movie actually good? Who gives a fuck if the lead is gay? Who gives a fuck if it's a woman, a black man, or this or that? Was the movie entertaining? Did you enjoy it? The fucking movie? Yes? No? Why? That's it. That's all we need to talk about. We don't need to sit here and complain and cry, oh, woke Hollywood and this and blah, 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 blah. You know what? At the end of the day, it may be that case. But why can't we shine? You've shined for fucking centuries. Why can't black people shine now? Right? Why can't women shine now? Why does it always have to be the white man? Let us shine.
Because they just have the audacity.
And they feel entitled to it, right? Because they've
they do.
they've been the lead and the stars for so many years, they feel entitled to it, where no, we can't have that stuff anymore. You know what I mean? We have to, have the white people in charge. And like, really? It's just, enough is enough, man. I'm sick of it, to be honest with you. And I know if this video gets seen, because usually when it's Ryan Kennel, Nerdrotic, or one of these guys, my videos get seen. And my comments are going to be like, oh, you're this, oh, you're that. They're going to make fun of my views. They're going to make fun of my subs. And just to notice to y'all, I don't give a shit. I've never fucking.
They're gonna give you. That's engagement. Come engage.
Yeah,
I mean that's why.
100%.
I'm not finna argue with you though. Please don't. Just don't.
Me either.
God, leave me alone.
You want to make fun of my subs? You want to make fun of my videos because they did it in the Ryan Kennel video I did? Oh, your channel, oh, this and that. I don't care. I've never came on here to be fucking famous. I've never came on here because I wanted to get 1 million subs or 100,000 subs. If I got it, yes. But that's not what I'm here for. You know what I mean? So you guys can use that argument and say all that shit. It's not going to matter because I will always be talking about these fuckers whenever I feel the need to, right? And like I said, I'm going to watch that Ryan Kennel video. And if I hear some fucking bullshit, you're going to see a smoking podcast. Well, maybe tomorrow, because I thought Alien was tomorrow. Well, it's not tomorrow. It's next week. So, yeah, 100%. I was lucky enough to see Birth of a Nation. Yeah, go ahead.
You should have said all that at the beginning because you're acting like they're going to watch this far. Like they're going to
good point.
Title and comment. They're not even going to watch the video.
Yeah, you good point. And I think I said a little bit of it at the beginning, but you're right. I should have said it at the beginning. But if they do get this far, because they'll probably close it off too, like watch half and be like, blah, blah, and then I'll get the comments. I don't give a shit. I really don't care. It is what it is. Make your fun. Say what you want to say. It is what it is.
You see their take on Deadpool and Wolverine? Because they were basically like, oh, the MCU is back and it's successful because 2 white men were in the lead of the movie.
Are you serious?
All right, first of all, Ryan Reynolds
they're not even hiding it anymore. They're not even hiding it.
Ryan Reynolds ain't white. Let's just keep it a buck. Ryan Reynolds ain't white, okay?
And he's Canadian, so there you go.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
What is he?
He ain't white.
What is he?
He's low-key.
What is he?
Low-key one of
He's
us.
hot.
He's white. He's been whitewashed. That's all. They whitewashed him. He's black.
He's black. His
Yeah,
mother's black or his father's black? Which one?
They whitewashed him.
He's invited to the cookout.
He's invited to the cookout. Yes, he's invited to the cookouts.
Interesting.
Right
I didn't
now,
know that.
right now he is.
No, they whitewashed him. He was originally a brother, and they said, well, we can't have a brother be Deadpool, so we got to put white on you, and now he's white boy.
What up, Brian? What's going on? But you know what's funny, though? You know what? And Nerdman, I got to check and see if they did that, because it would make sense, right? And not only would it make sense, it's something that they would say fits their argument. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Look at all these woke movies that failed, and now we have a movie with 2 white lead actors, and it's going to make over $1 billion. Not the fact that the movie's good, right? No, let's not get into the fact that the movie's good. It's funny and everything. No, let's just go with the fact that it's 2 white male leads, and that's why it's going to make the money it made.
That's not fair, damn it, because it's Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, and they are fucking national treasures, god damn it, and it's not fair that they just happen to be white, okay? It's not fair. They didn't get to choose their whiteness, because I guarantee you if they were black, they'd be just as lovable, god damn it. That's 100%. Not even a
bro. I kind of feel that way about Tony Hawk, though, so I feel you on it.
Right, like, it's not fair.
Everybody loves Tony Hawk. He's so unproblematic. Yep. Like, stop.
That's not fair. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. Like, that's not fair.
Facts, 100%. There was no black women. Where was Domino? Yes, exactly.
This wasn't her story.
Well, Wesley Snipes was in it, right? So he was there. So he, you know what I mean?
Right? I will say this. This is the thing I would say about, because, like, bro, when Wesley Snipes pulled out,
I haven't seen it. I'm seeing it tomorrow. Don't tell me. Don't tell me shit. Don't say shit. Leave it alone.
Wait, hold on. Did we?
I've been on daddy duty. I can't go anywhere. That's why.
You knew he was in it, though, right?
Yeah, I didn't know he was in it.
Okay,
Thanks.
okay,
Okay,
good,
so
good, good. Okay, good.
when Wesley Snipes showed up on that screen, everybody cheered.
Yeah, he
like
got the biggest
everybody
pop. Yeah,
fucked with Blade. Like you
Yeah,
cannot
yeah.
tell me that white people was not fucking with Blade and Wesley Snipes. Because listen, Wesley Snipes was the black man in that era. Okay, Wesley Snipes was that man. So I mean, people saw him pull up in his Blade outfit, and everyone was like, "Yeah!" It was great.
Yeah. No, 100%. People cheered, and he got the biggest pop too, right? But you know, and a lot of the reason why this movie is doing good is the same thing with No Way Home. It's because of the cameos, right? You got Blade in there, you got Elektra, you got Gambit,
Yo,
you have all these.
spoilers.
Oh my bad. Well, you have all these you have all these cameos.
Oh, damn movie for me.
Anyways,
I don't even want to watch it. I'm gonna go to my app. Let's see if something
Stop it. JG's been on Twitter. I know he's seen all the spoilers and stuff.
I have seen Gambit and shit. That shit was too far.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is,
how have you
right?
seen it yet? That's what I want to know. How have you
I've
seen
been
it
on
being
daddy
the
duty.
MC?
All right. When you have a
Bro, you
5-year-old that's constantly clingy, I can't go any damn where. I have to sit at home.
Listen, just
Same. That's why they miss so many scary movies this summer, man.
Give them some NyQuil. Go take them to the movie. They'll fall asleep.
No. Hold on.
No.
Listen,
We do not condone drugging.
I can't lie. No. And JG, to be honest with you, I'd be cursing you, right? Because when I went to go see Ghostface on Saturday, there was this father there, and he had his child there. The child was maybe 7 or 8. You know what I mean? And you could see at one point the child wanted to go to sleep, so he put his son down on like a little bench, and he walked like not far, but he was walking away from his son. And I was just like, bro, like take your child home. You know what I mean? Exactly. He's tired. I get it. You might want it because it could have been possible that he never really got to see Ghostface in person and has a chance now to see him for free, and that's why he really wanted to do it. But at the end of the day, it wasn't worth it. Take your child home.
I have a trick. I have a trick. Do you guys have movie theaters out there that have the recliners?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you do is you go at a late showing, right? Take the little one that they're tired, have the headphones on, playing like the music to help them sleep, have the headphones on them, and just let them fall asleep in the recliner with you, like you're at home and you're friggin' you're lazy boy, and then you can just enjoy the movie and have your kid there. No drugging, I promise. You don't gotta give them Robitussin or nothing, I promise.
Let's see, the thing is, my daughter is another version of me. There is no calming down, chilling out, nothing. She is literally me. She will not be able to be still. She will not be able to stop talking to me. She won't stop asking me questions. So no.
Tie her ass in the movie. Like a dog. You go throw a ball, play catch, something. Tie her little ass out.
Trampoline park. Trampoline park.
Right there you go, trampoline party. Tie her little ass out, take her to the movie, put the headphones on, recline, get a little blankie. She's good to go. How old is she?
5. She's 5.
Okay, that might be first, so you're gonna have to really tire her out. Like I'm talking like 2 or 3 hours. Let her run around.
Trampoline park, big meal. Yeah.
Facts.
Warm milk and cookies. Give her a favorite. Listen, I'll give you your favorite snack. You go right to sleep. See, and then you don't gotta use NyQuil. Look, I solved the problem.
She likes NF too. What's NF, Perp?
What's NF?
Yeah, I know. I'm lost.
Netflix? That Netflix or something?
I'm not going to the recliner show of aliens. I'd fall asleep. Hey, listen, man. I got this theater, man. It goes back and the legs come up, and I'm lying down watching the movie. Like, yeah, if the movie's boring, I will fall asleep, but I haven't fallen asleep yet. But those recliner movie theaters are fire.
Yeah, we got them out here. I saw that. That's where I saw the Deadpool, and it was crazy because I just got off work. I was tired. I had a late showing because I wanted to get the good seats, and the only good seats were at 11:30. So I was like, I'm gonna watch this movie. Mind you, I gotta go to work the next day. So I got off the movie at 2:00 in the morning. But I was sitting there, watched the whole thing. Me and my mans, we was just watching it, having a good laugh. It was a good time.
Absolutely. And like I said, those guys will make those arguments. And guys, make sure to check it out because I probably will have a video coming up if I see some bullshit in that Ryan Kennel video. So I will be doing something like that. Any more on this topic? Because I think we've pretty much dusted
and
out.
We 2 hours on the topic. Yeah. I ain't got nothing. I mean, it was a good topic. I love these discussions. They're healthy to have, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
it needs to be discussed because, like I said, I got to the point too where I was like, yeah, this is problematic. And you know me, I always try to see things from another perspective. I try to be understanding. I try not to just assume shit. But like, even I was like, yeah, this is getting to become a problem.
100%. And he said, not NF was that other white rapper.
Not NF.
Herp, what are you talking
Who is
about?
that?
Herb,
Yeah.
I'm not awake
Not
enough to
in
be
it.
trying to like decipher your coding in the chat right now.
Got me Googling
Yeah,
this shit.
me neither. Yeah.
Herb smoking on something?
Right, JJ,
Facts.
don't Google that because God knows what it's gonna take you to. Don't do it. Don't do it to
I'm
yourself.
doing it. I'm
You got
doing
a
it.
whole
I'm
5
doing it.
year old child. You're gonna take your brain. Don't do it to yourself. You're gonna go
I'm
numb.
doing it.
She got off cam. She's like, don't do it. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I know who that is. Okay. I didn't know that was his name.
Is that like Token, the Token guy?
See, I would not look. See, look. Y'all gonna stop sleeping on Token, man.
Isn't
Token's
that
dope.
white rapper that did the song with Ben Shapiro?
Oh, that's
Could be.
That's that McDonald guy. What is
I gotta send you something, Anzo. There's a video. It's an Indian rapper. The song's kind of fire, but people been reacting to it because it's an Indian dude doing some like good like the rap is. I gotta send it to you. I can't explain it.
Send it to me. Send it to me. I want to bring up this joke real quick before we move on to the next one. And JG, well, your kid's a little bit younger, but this had me dying. Watch this.
Hey, I said I'm taking me a couple of plates home. Yeah, I'm painting, gonna be nothing else shit.
Oh yeah.
My baby gonna eat. Yeah. That's my baby. Nah, you are. Yeah, another fan. Just how you got the You know what though? They'll get a damn X when you keep running your mouth. Come on, you get down. Who you trying to pick?
Yo, that's so grimy. That is so grimy.
When I seen that, I was like, this little fucker. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you
Like,
something. My daughter's little ass, evil ass would do something like that. Yes, she would. Her little evil ass would do that. Yes.
Your daughter?
Yes, she would do that. Trust me.
That's wild. I saw that
ass.
video and I was like, yo, that's so crazy. Like that little kid knew what he was doing. He's like, God, drive by,
Facts.
honey.
Facts. And it's funny, right? Because I listen to a lot of reggae music and I can understand that because sometimes you listen to reggae music and you'll hear like the siren or you'll hear like gunshots. Pop, 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 pop. I kid you not, one time I heard the gunshots and I fucking like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, and I was like, oh, it's my headphones. You know what I mean? Like they were so loud and real, I like jumped, bro. So I can understand that one. Hilarious. Got another one. Check this one out.
I like pizza.
Hey.
Oh, I gotta find a funny video for you.
Oh man, I love that little kid. It's fucking hilarious, bro. I love pussy. All right, so she sent this link. Let's check
you
this
don't.
one out here.
Well, that was a song. Don't play that. You'll get copyright.
Oh, yeah. I'll listen to that. I won't play it because I'll get copyright.
I gotta find that video. That'll probably make you laugh if you like the kids stuff. I watch it here and there because it's freaking hilarious. I gotta find it though.
So the next topic that I had, and I don't know if you guys seen this, been floating around Twitter, but I'm gonna bring up the video. Just give me a chance to find it. I had it here, but I lost it.
You had one job.
Yeah, I know,
I'm
to be the
guessing-
host of the stream.
You're not going to do
What's
the
that?
Olympic boxing, right?
We might talk
scandal.
about it. We might talk about it.
All right.
I've had a discussion about it already, a little bit. And at first I was like, yeah, it's messed up until I did my research on it. And I was like, oh, well, she actually was born a woman, right? But I think this one here that I have here, like, it's kind of a little bit more touching for me. But, and I know there's a full video, but I'm just going to play what I have here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to bring it up. Boom. So I don't know if you guys seen this, but parents performed CPI on their son after hospital staff refused to save him.
Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Come on. Hello? What they say?
Is that a nurse in the background?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Cause they got caught up. They caught him up, and he got caught up in Maywood. They caught him. He got accidentally caught up in the organ harvesting.
We gotta be good. Come on.
Come on, baby. Come on.
So that's just the start of it. I'll let you guys discuss it while I find out, and I'm going to tell you guys actually why these parents think that they didn't save this kid's life. But what are your thoughts?
I don't know the context. What's the context?
So
Yeah,
go ahead. No, you go ahead, JJ, because I'm going to look for the video, the actual video.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see a little. I mean, there's no excuse why a hospital couldn't. I mean, if you don't have insurance, I would assume that a hospital's first thing is, okay, we need to help this patient, regardless if they have insurance or not, right? Especially in that type of condition. So I, of course, I never worked in one, so I don't know. I've been in some, but I've never worked in one. So I need to see a little more about that one. Like, what's the story behind all that?
Okay. So it took me a minute, but I have the actual full one. You guys are going to get the full context of it.
Do they resuscitate him? That's a big thing. Oh, so he died. So it's not like they were like, oh, he's dead. You can do what you want if you want to try and
listen to the video, Nerdman. Listen.
All right.
It's not playing.
It's not on. It's not playing, right?
Oh fuck! The video's not on.
You had one job. Like, hey guys, what do you think of this video that's totally not on screen right now?
And you know what? Nerdman's talking. I'm listening to the video, and I'm like, Nerdman, watch the video. Why are you not watching the video? All right, here's more context.
One job. We're in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're at the atrium, Carolinas. We are not bowing. We're not bending to these snakes and these devils. They done got exposed. Y'all touched the right one, but you didn't know you touched them the wrong way. Touch not mine anointed to do my prophet no harm. They're asking all of us to leave my brother in here with them.
You never showed up. You never showed up.
Okay, I'm
You never
FaceTiming you
showed
right now.
up. Because, of course, to let him die, they wanted the organs. That's what the whole thing was about being here, was about him having organs. But this is for God, so that God might get the glory. Even if it's to the point where they are the ones that's getting sued, that's being exposed. Whichever way it is, they the ones that did it. I'm telling you right now, his mama's over there pumping him. His mama's trying to bring him back to life right now because they are right now here at the hospital right now. We're right here at Carolina's Medical Center in right now in Charlotte, Carolina, North Carolina. Dr. Magoo, what's her name? Dr. Jessica Magoo. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Emmanuel.
19-year-old by the name of Terrence Howard almost got killed at the hospital when they said he was dead when he wasn't. Before we go into this story, guys, thank you so much.
So I'll pause it there to get you a little more. So basically, they're saying that they wanted his organs. He was alive on a respirator. They took him off the respirator, and he was breathing on his own, but they wanted to let him die.
Wow.
Your thoughts before I play the rest? Well, you know what? It's funny thing, right? Because even when COVID started, right? And, one of the things was a lot of black people were dying from COVID. That's one of the reasons why Danny ended up getting the shot, right? Because he was hearing people were talking about, oh, you know, COVID is affecting more black men than anybody else. Wait, Nadia's gone?
Yeah, I just noticed.
Well, she probably will be back. Right. So, you know, they were talking about more black men than anything. And I wish she was here because she lives in North Carolina. So she might have heard this story, but let's get more
They
context.
thought he was dead, and he wasn't. He had a heartbeat. So he had a heartbeat, so they left back out here, but they had cut off the machine anyway. They cut the vent off because they were trying to suffocate him. And right now, he's breathing on his own. And he's breathing on his own right now. But they're not going to tell y'all. Show him the graph right here. Show him the graph.
So watch this now.
Is that now?
Come on. Now they tried to switch. They just tried to switch the graph.
They tried to switch the graph.
They tried to switch the graph.
They messing with it.
Yeah, they tried to switch the graph to make it look like they got it on. No.
No, they didn't have it on.
It was not on. It was not on. It was not. I've been watching them standing out there looking. It was not. That's why they peeked in the window like that and you yell, get out that window.
Yeah, they messing with it.
We've been saying this for days.
They mad because I knew that they knew.
I've been talking to attorneys about they trying to kill him.
We've been telling people
they're trying to kill him. I talked to a news station yesterday.
They trying to
out here in North Carolina.
We're in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're at the Atrium Carolinas Medical Center.
And we've just been trying to get him back home to Texas.
Get him back to Texas. They've been doing everything to
blocked his records. Is it not weird that today is the day that he got his records and not even how long after?
Not even a minute
later, he got his records and this started happening.
A minute later.
They gave us a 72-hour window home. Would today not be the 72 hours? This is the last day of what they gave us.
Tomorrow. It's not even 72.
We supposed to after they get the record. After he got the record in 72 hours.
And
they threatened 2 times to take him off. The first time, they threatened to take him off.
Go read that on watch.
So that's part of it. K-Dot popped in. What's up, K-Dot?
Yo, man, I'm glad to be here.
Glad to have you, brother.
Got stopped by some MCU fans, but I'm here also. I'm alive.
Whoa. DC over here all day, every day.
You were cool for a moment.
Yeah.
Said that. So, like, I don't know, JG. We were cool. We were vibing. We had some great conversations.
I mean,
we still cool.
I think I'm gonna see myself out.
Come on, man.
This is why I call JG. This is why I call JG and Mooch all the time. You know. Oh God!
You should have left me go for like at least a few seconds. Stew on that for a minute. You brought me back too soon. He said a DC fan. When was the last thing DC came out with that's worth noting to talk about? I'm sorry.
Absolutely nothing.
Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
We are.
Yeah, you gotta go to. I was gonna say I was supposed to go, but you can go. Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
We are not doing that. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I'm watching it. It's messed up. But there's not many words I can say about it. Like it's just like it's like first of all, it's a kid. The fact that they trying to there's no words. There's no words.
So,
it's sad that this family is the one that with no medical experience trying to save this kid, and the hospital is just not doing anything and then try to keep it. That's crazy. It's crazy how the hospitals have authority over things like people's lives when you're in there, and it's scary because they could I seen the cops there at one point, in the beginning where the cops were there. The hospital can do that. They'll get the cops called and then they'll say, oh, you're trespassing or some stupid shit. It's they're supposed to be responsible of caring for us and saving us and taking care of our lives and shit. And they're sitting here about to let a kid die while the family's sitting there performing things they ain't even trying to help.
Very good point, Sagi. Yeah, I know, right? Very good point, Sagi, because I wanted to show this that you brought that up. Because the cops who come in.
This is Cornell. He's
Cornell. This is one word now after this right now. I got Officer. What's your name, Officer? No, Officer. What's your name?
Make sure he's
What's your name? Hold on. The QL Blanken. BLAKENEY. What's your name, Officer? Laberta.
Cool.
LIVA.
Get it all.
C-H.
They're putting us out, and they want me to leave my brother in here with them.
P-A-T-T-E-R-S-O-E.
Leave it on Facebook.
What's your name? Don't hide back there, sir. Come,
Is
show
Cornell
yourself.
on
Show
there?
yourself.
Is he on there?
What's your name? Shuley. Officer Shuley. Now,
Is he
you
on
work
there?
for the hospital, right? You work for the hospital. What's your name?
Is Cornell on there?
Lyota? What's your first name, sir?
Make sure
Joe
you
Lyota. What's your
before
name,
they try
sir?
to start putting their hands on us.
Officer McCray. What's your first name, sir?
Call themselves doing that.
No, Jay McCoy. That's
I
it. That's all
watched
you
y'all
want to
call.
first. What's your name, sir?
And y'all said y'all couldn't get involved because it was a private
Stephen
hospital.
Jones. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all the officers. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They all, when we called them, Cornell, none of them showed
They
up.
said it was a
on
private
our
hospital.
behalf. But when the hospital calls them, they show up on their behalf.
Because that's my son.
Now, what's going to happen is everybody's subpoenaed.
So they called the police. The police never showed up, but when the hospital called them, they showed up to get rid of them out of the hospital.
Wow. I mean, it's tragic. I don't know what else to say. It's
But
really
you know what's-
terrible. I want to know what they're doing about it. If they've got legal representation,
I hope
if they're
they do.
able to take this to the courts.
So here's what happened, and I'll not show it in the
Civil
video,
court.
but supposedly he got into an accident, right? But was okay. So he got out of his car to see about the people that he hit or who hit him or whatever, and then got hit by a car himself as he was going to check on the people.
Oh wow!
So that's what happened to him.
That's
He was
terrible.
he was a football player, right? At some college football player, and this is what happened to him. But I always say, when people complain about Black Lives Matter, you can complain about the organization all you want to, but when you watch videos like this, you see that our lives really don't matter. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh yeah, whatever.
You are
Go ahead.
wrong. You are very wrong. Our
Why?
organs matter.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Nobody see get out. We are clearly valuable.
And you already know there's one organ that these white women love.
Oh shit.
They're gonna make a deal now out of it.
You know what I mean?
JG, like right on the nose. You could have just left that one, and we could have just made it right on the nose.
Yeah.
Right on the nose. No interpretation. No, fantasy. Nope, just right on the nose.
He ain't lying though. He ain't lying though. But yes, I'm just saying, like, when I seen this video, it was like, this is crazy, because I can't believe that this kind of stuff would be allowed to go on. I hope they sue, and I hope they get whatever they need. But I know the real topic that Nerdman wants to talk about, and we will discuss it a bit before we close up here tonight, which is the Olympic boxer.
Hey, if I knew about this, I would have preferred to talk about this, to be fair. But
Well, I didn't get my opinion on the situation.
Oh, go ahead, K-Dot. Go ahead.
K-Dots is here. I'm kidding. I know you're here.
No, you know what it is? We silence DC fans.
Yeah, you do.
Yep, and that's why you trash Marvel fans. You rely on nostalgia to save your box office. No Way Home and Deadpool and Wolverine to prove my point.
Excuse me? The
Well, other than that-
Flash? Michael Keaton? You better miss me with that one. You better miss me with that one, sir.
Honestly,
Look,
look,
this
wait a second.
is
That's
fire.
different, though. That's different, though. That was part of the no. That was part of the storyline. That's different.
No.
I'm sorry. CGI freaking CGI Christopher Reeves.
That's fine. That's fine.
That was part of the story.
At the end
That
of the
was
day,
part of the story.
hold up, Nerd Man. At the end of the day, yeah, Deadpool Wolverine is No Way Home beat Flash at the box office, but the Flash has a better story than both movies.
No. I'm talking about your little hot take about they depended on cameos to sell tickets. Well, what do you think Flash did? They gave away that.
Oh no, yeah, Flash did. They were doing things. I'm being fair.
Hey, K-Dots, don't give them an inch, man.
But at the end of the day,
it was part of the story.
They were so desperate. They were so desperate to get people to go see a goddamn DC movie. They spoiled the fucking hype cameo in the goddamn trailers. Miss me with that bullshit. At least all the cameos.
This is the funny thing. This is the funny thing about all this. After so many years of Marvel Studios claiming, we doing Marvel better than Fox and all that, it came to what Fox created to save the MCU box office. That trash, garbage shit they created ended up saving their box office.
I want to
$1 billion because of Fox.
I want to remind you, it wasn't Fox. It was Ryan fucking Reynolds it was Ryan fucking
Deadpool
Reynolds.
was approved by Fox.
No,
Deadpool was made under Fox.
They about Wolverine.
Hold on, wait.
Let me
How
school
the
you,
fuck?
K-Dots.
How
Let me
the fuck
school
did
you.
this get onto this?
When they introduced
go from
Deadpool, the
transvestite.
first time, it was in that shitty ass Wolverine Origins movie where Ryan Reynolds played the shitty Deadpool.
Right.
So
Fox is also responsible for that. Fox is also responsible for Deadpool 2016 and the success of that.
They already
Good
fucked
night,
up
Dandelion.
Deadpool with Fox. Ryan Reynolds was the one who saved it because Ryan Reynolds went back in there and said, we doing a Deadpool movie the right way and we're going to do it the way I do it. So Ryan Reynolds is the reason why Deadpool and fucking Wolverine was successful, not Marvel.
I agree with you on that. I'll give you that. But it's just a fact that something from Fox, the trash Marvel shit from Fox and their trash Dookie universe, just saved the MCU. That's supposed to have a better universe, supposed to have better writing. All this shit.
I'm gonna say this because I can't find. I'm not going through the whole thing. Hold on, I'm not going through this.
Comparison.
Hold on. I'm not going through this whole video, but if you guys really want to know how K-Dot actually feels about the Deadpool and Wolverine, go watch this stream. It's on his channel. And before Nerdman comes in the chat, he absolutely loves this movie. All right?
Take that video down. Take that video down now. Take that video down.
Loves it.
No.
He loves it.
I don't care what you say.
Private real quick.
When you said they compared DC needed the cameo so bad again. They spoiled it in the trailer. They didn't even save that shit for the friggin' movie. They said, nope, we want you to know Michael Keaton's here because we know you ain't gonna come see the Flash.
Michael Keaton was the cameo. He was the impactful character part of the story. He was like Wolverine was. He was the cameo. He was the cameo.
Ain't nobody was seeing the Flash without Michael Keaton. You can miss me with that talk about DC and DC does cameos just to get people in them.
You lying. The Flash got fans. The people been loving that TV show for years. Flash got fans.
But they didn't get the
let's
Miller from the Zack Snyder one.
I think we moved on.
You know what the fan of Zack Snyder? Only Snyder fans like Snyder Flash. That's just a fact.
Okay.
My point still stands.
All right, but Saggy, after I cooked you, let me give my opinion real quick. You tried
to steer me and you couldn't even do that right.
Well, let me give my opinion while Saggy rudely interrupted me with her Marvel love.
You started it.
Wow.
But yeah, look, I do encourage, especially for men, that we should go to the hospital more often. But it's part of the reasons why. Well, I say we should go, us in general, but like, look at this shit like this. Look at how they treat people that are coming for care. If you call 911 and need to get picked up by an ambulance, you got to pay for that shit. All this shit. And it's a boatload of money that motherfuckers can't pay for it. And then shit like this happens. And it's like, people are coming to get care. And you don't even have the common decency to treat him like a human. He wasn't dead. They going to say, well, he's just gonna have to thug it out and then let the motherfucker die. He's not dead. If he was dead, that's a different story. But he wasn't. And then the police officers come in, and this is where I say, this when you gotta like say fuck the law. This is where I say people need to stand on business. If you could see something's wrong. If I was the cop there today, I probably would have lost my job. I think I would have slapped one of the nurses or the head doctor that was there. Because it's like, this is not right at all. Someone is dying here. The family is trying to do a better job than the hospital. And the family's not even getting paid to try to do this. They doing it because like you are fucking us. Who knows what they still have to pay. Hopefully they win whatever lawsuit and stuff they're gonna have to go through. But it's like, come on. That's why I say healthcare in America is a fucking joke. And that's why, hey, if you get injured, call your friend up and say, hey, drive me to the hospital. Don't get that ambulance because you're going to get fucked. I recently had a friend that got into a car accident. She's okay now. She's all good. And they had someone come in, and mind they do this for a lot of patients and just pester her about like, okay, how you going to pay for this? Like the fuck? She got hit by a fucking car. Look, can she chill? You come in to pester her about how she going to pay for this. Can she deal with that after? Like, come on now.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's messed up. And at the end of the day, like again, I say this all the time. Like for Black people, we need to be better. We need to fight these things because they treat us like second class fucking citizens almost everywhere you go. You know what I mean? And it's like I'm fed up
Honestly,
with it.
this is where I gotta say it, and I even say it for like our celebrities and people higher up in the industry and stuff. This is why I say, you know, even the people with money in our Black community don't even come together to, like, let's say, build our own hospitals, build our own movie studios, build our own shit where we can protect ourselves and kind of look out for each other instead of going through third parties with people that don't give a fuck about us. Because I'll be honest with you, I think people like Denzel, Tyler Perry, and many more people, even LeBron fucking James, can come together and invest in building a hospital.
100%.
Hospitals that
100%.
protect Black people in America.
100%.
I'm not saying they have to. I'm not saying they have to, but it's like, if we really want to do some shit, we need to bring back on fucking Black Wall Street. We need to.
100%. Yeah, 100%. 100%. You need to get all these rich Black people together, and they need to own, like, buy a school. You know what I mean? Or hospital, or freaking, you know, banks or something like that. You know, something that's Black owned, where we can go in there. We don't have to worry about having situations like this happen.
Oh, they'll shut that down real quick. But yeah, we should.
And not just even in America, you know, Canada too, like places like, you know.
Well, you know, we tried to do that, like in the 60s.
Yeah. What was it? Tulsa or something like that was the name of the place where they
the
burned
Black
it down.
Panthers, all of it, you know,
the
meals in the morning and all of that, and it
the
helped.
Black Panthers,
It actually helped the generation. You see people who came out of that, like Spike Lee and whatever, and he always talks about how he was part of that generation that you know, of kids growing up then that the Black Panthers were looking after. And anyway,
and
I think right now, I'll give a real example. I'm kind of dealing with it at my job right now, right? You know, management is acting weird and stuff, and a lot of the people there, not just the Black people, are afraid to speak up and advocate. I want to advocate, but it's like a lot of people have this mentality. I have it too sometimes, but like when shit really gets to a point where we got to do something about it, it can't just be it is what it is anymore. You know, someone got to say something. Someone got to do something, because if we get complacent with it, then it's going to become normal. It's going to become a way of life, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a way of life where we have to fight to get proper health care for Black people. It shouldn't be like this. But it's the norm right now for Black people to get fucked over in the hospital. It shouldn't be the norm. It shouldn't be the norm, but it's the norm right now.
I agree with you guys 100%. You know, and hopefully, especially in America, we have free healthcare here, and it's still, our healthcare system is messed up just too, but it's nothing like
Bragging
that.
about that free healthcare.
Oh yeah, 100%, all day, every day. All day, every day.
If I was in a longer line, I mean, I'll take some free healthcare, but you know, actually, honestly, this lady, she did it on TikTok. She went to Turkey, and for her checkup that she got, she spent less than what she would have spent in America. She flew all the way to Turkey. Yeah, you know, flight was expensive, but she spent less compared to what she would have to pay in America just to get like a physical checkup and do everything. So I'm not saying people should do that. It's a costly thing to do, but you know.
Yeah. There has to be some other options, 100%. You know what I mean? I agree. So last topic before we go, because I know Nerdman's been chomping at the mouth to talk about it, is the boxer. All right. Now we all know that, especially on Twitter, they were saying that this female boxer, was a man. So I will let Nerdman start with it. Nerdman, what are your thoughts? You know why people in hospitals others? Because they're DC fans. Yeah, facts. 100%.
Wow.
100%. Propaganda.
100%.
What did he say?
He said, you know why people in
Mike
hospitals...
basically said it's DC fans' fault that people in hospitals get fucked over.
I agree with Mike 100%.
That's why they got RDJ come back to Dark Doom.
You guys are so fucking toxic, it's not even funny. You know what I
Don't
mean? Like
confuse us
We
with Snyder
are.
fans.
We
we're
are.
not.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
not.
yeah,
My
you
God.
are. Yeah, you are.
We're
Yeah,
not the
you
ones
are.
asking
MCU
old men
fans.
like
Hold on.
RDJ to come back in out of retirement to come waste 10 more years as Doctor Doom. We're not
No,
doing that.
you asked an older
You,
man in Michael
you,
Keaton to come back.
One movie. To be fair, one movie.
Also, you
And
straight cooning at the
Technically, it was
moment.
supposed to be two.
I
One got
swear
canceled.
Exactly.
you straight cooning at the moment because I know you got excited. I know you got excited by that RDJ announcement, even though he was taking a black man's job. I know you got excited. Don't lie.
So
You didn't.
first off, I didn't actually get excited about it. I was, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
yeah, it's
But
something we gotta wait to see shit.
at the end of the day, you motherfuckers, like Sagi said, it was supposed to be 2 movies. You went and got old ass Michael Keaton, who probably can barely walk properly, and you can see that those fight scenes weren't him. But it's okay, no problem.
Was fire. What are you talking about? He was fire in the movie, bro.
That movie was trash. But go ahead,
Man,
man.
he's 10 toes to a Kryptonian. He's a 10.
Anyway, let's not get into a DC more because it's
not right now,
ridiculous.
man.
We'll do it later. We'll do it later. I mean, the interesting thing about, and I just wanted to know what everybody's thoughts are, on the panel, obviously. But the interesting thing for me is how, like, for instance, on Piers Morgan, the great,
I can't stand that guy.
I know he's always like, I'm not right wing, I'm not left wing, I'm independent, I'm like centralist, all that nonsense. But he's
which
always
is bullshit. Yeah. Go ahead.
Even now, after the story has completely been revealed as nonsense, they're still running with it. That's what it boggles my mind. And so.
Wait. So what's the problem with
this Algerian woman who was accused of being a trans woman, and then the right wing leapt on it when some Italian woman with a weak ass glass jaw gave up after getting 2 punches by an Algerian, and a white woman tears came down. And then everyone was like jumping on the bandwagon. Oh, you see, it's men beating up women in the, and then it was revealed, no, she's born a woman, always been a woman, pictures of her as a little girl. You've seen the whole 9 yards. The woman has lost 9, she's actually lost 9 times, right? Her win-loss record is like 9 to, I don't know, like 20 or something like that. So she's lost 9 times to a woman. So at best, and I'll leave it at this, at best what they're saying, if she is trans, then it proves that trans women should be allowed to fight in these women's sports because she's been beaten 9 times by women, right? So it means women can beat trans women, right? Mm-hmm. I don't agree with that. I think that perhaps there should be a separate, a women's league too, or whatever you want to call it, like specifically for that, for trans people. That's how I feel it should be dealt with.
I agree.
So at best it's that, and at worst they're just slamming a woman for no reason. And this woman has got death threats and all of this kind of stuff that goes along with it because of the slander that she's had online. An Algerian woman who's trans, right? Like, who's gonna be like? Did they do the operation in this Sharia law run country? I mean, come on, bro.
No,
Anyway,
the biggest joke.
The
biggest joke to me though is Nerdman, right? Someone, Elon Musk, tweeted it out. Oh, women should not be in men should not be in women's sports. And his own fucking fact-checking team checked his facts and said she was born a man.
Born a woman.
Born a woman, yes. Jake Paul ended up doing a rant too, saying, oh, blah, 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 blah. And then he had to come out and say, oh, I must have been giving wrong information. So they all had to come out and backtrack with what they said. But there are
some
still
of them
some
didn't backtrack. Yeah, go.
Yeah, go ahead. I was going to say, some of them are still going on.
Well, so basically, just to understand for people like me who haven't really been following it, basically people are outraged because this woman won a specific event. They're kind of surprised that she won. She might not. She appears kind of masculine looking, and they assume she's just trans, and it's like saying, "Oh, why is a person converted from man to woman isn't a woman's event?" Basically,
And she took a couple good jabs to the face and just quit. And the
Yeah.
whole thing was,
Yeah.
and I fell for it too. I feel like there was like, it's a trans. I'm like, trans. And
did I.
the worst thing about it is, he's born a woman. You have the whole world saying that you look like a man.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this person. Yeah, I
granted, yeah.
Yo, that Italian woman don't look too crazy either. You know
She
what I'm
don't
saying?
look
I'm not
feminine
saying
either. Yeah, you're right.
She don't look that feminine to me, bro.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it too, and it's the thing, right? I can care less if the person was trans or not. I mean, look, if you lose, you lose. It is what it is. But it's like, the fact that you said Elon Musk and Logan Paul are trying to insinuate that this person is something that they're not, and they're still persisting on it because, like, well, I might as well die on the hill. I'm already standing on my own business. But it's like, bro, just eat crow and just take the L. Y'all was wrong. She was born a woman, and she just won an event. And the person complaining that lost to her, even if it was trans or not, I'm sorry, you got your ass whooped. It's okay. Sound like a sore loser to me.
Well, you see,
I don't think that trans people should. There's only about 5 of them anyway, but I don't think trans people should be competing
in women's sports. Neither do I. Yeah, neither do I. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they need to like get a little bit, because you already separate men and women's sports. You should keep it. That's just
it's women's league 2 or whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's up for debate, but I mean that's their problem. I don't watch these sports and stuff, so it's not my problem.
No, I get you, but I'm just saying at the end of the day, like I said, you shouldn't have men in women's sports. But at the same time, people were quick to jump to conclusions, right? And this is the problem that I have with a lot of these fucking people that just run around on Twitter and shit, is they don't do any fact checking.
Anzo, it's like, this is the other day I saw it. It doesn't have really much to do with it, but like I saw this woman put out a post spreading misinformation saying, Jonathan Majors beats up women. Post had like 113K likes, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And she got away with saying that shit, and it's like, do y'all not fact check shit? She got reckless assault. She broke her own fucking finger because she don't know how to fucking hit, but he hit her. And that shit got 113. Misinformation got 113 likes. And she was being serious. She wasn't joking. Absolutely. That's the dangerous thing about the internet. People can get away with spreading lies, and then they'll run with that shit, even when it's not even true.
100%.
People are doing that in real life. Imagine on the internet, and you got a reputation, and that shit gets destroyed because someone made up a fucking lie, and people don't fact check it to figure out if it's true or not.
Yep. And I don't know if you guys watch this guy on is the Young Turks channel. Yeah. So he put a, like, there's a receipt. So this is Logan Paul. This is the purest form of evil unfolding right before your eyes. A man was allowed to beat up a woman on global stage, crushing her life's dream while fighting for her deceased father. This is delusional. This delusion must end.
Let me say this. All right, so let me say this. Let's say if the person was trans, right? Let's say the person was trans. For one, this is an organized boxing event, right? It's an organized fight. This ain't no street fight. This isn't this. There's a fight, but this is a fight with rules set up. They train for it, all that. The way Logan is saying it is like, you wouldn't say this if it was Mike Tyson jumping into the ring. You don't see mailboxes going like, oh, this person fighting for this, blah, blah, blah. No, they get in that fucking ring. They don't do no pity party. Logan Paul jumps in the ring with fucking boxers. This sound like he sound soft. The fuck type of tweet is that? That shit sound weak as hell.
Yeah, it's the white woman tears syndrome, bro. It really is.
She got beat up by a man.
She got beat up by like a Middle Eastern woman, and couldn't accept the defeat. But the interesting thing that you said, look, so it wasn't just that if she was trans. It's like these people didn't even fact check this before they put this out.
No.
How do they not fact check it? How do you, before I would put something like that out, I would at least do my research to have some foundation for my claim. You know, instead of jumping on a bandwagon. Go.
And that's what I did. I jumped on it real quick. I was like, oh yeah. And then I did some research and I was like, oh, okay. So it is a woman. You know what I mean? It was that Hannah girl that got on Rob. Yeah, I remember Shifty.
If you share my screen a second, you can go back. But this is her as a little girl. If you share my screen, that's her. Little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see if you go to another picture, I don't know if there's one that's better, where you see clearly, same person, little girl.
But see, people also forget too, and this is why I would say not a lot of women want to work out like this. But women that are athletes and stuff, it's not that they get massive features, but like let's say for example, if a woman is working out and getting buff like this, some features, I'm not sure if this woman had prior feature like that, but breast might increase.
100%.
But might decrease a lot of the features that you would subscribe a woman to may get lost in a woman that's getting, fit in a certain manner. Because, it's just reality of what she got to do. She got to bulk up and get some muscle.
100%. And Logan Paul did this. Oopsie, I might be guilty of spreading misinformation along with the entirety of this app. Although she's been previously disqualified for failing a gender test and has an XY chromosome, some sources say Iman Queef, sorry if I pronounced her name wrong, was born a biological woman. I stand on my statement that biological men should not compete against biological women in any sport, and if you disagree with that, you're a sick F.
I mean, I don't think it's really.
Okay.
I don't think.
I mean, at least he went back on it a bit, but like.
But he's still kind of like, because listen to what he says. He still kind of goes back on it, but he's still kind of like, oh well, I still stand on my ground, right?
Wrong.
Oopsies. Logan Paul shared that's what he said. He said, "Oopsies." Okay, I might be guilty of spreading misinformation. Wait a minute, you just said that what happened was evil. I mean, you went all in here, Paul. He says, I might be guilty of spreading misinformation along with the entirety of this app. Although she's been previously disqualified for failing a gender test and has XY chromosomes, some sources say Imani Khalif was born a biological woman. I stand by my sentiment that biological men should not compete against biological women in any sport. And if you disagree, you're sick. End quote. Jake Paul, however, has not issued a retraction to his prior messages where he called the match between Khalif and the Italian boxer sickening and a travesty. Doesn't matter what you believe.
I don't see why you're a sick. I don't see why you're a sick fuck if you think that a woman and a transgender can compete in any, like if it's volleyball. I don't think you're a sick person to say, all right, transgender people versus women in volleyball, fine.
I've played women. Like in high school, I've played volleyball against the women team. You know what I mean? Like the guys against the girls, or sometimes it's mixed with guys and girls. We've done that. You know what I mean? So yes. But
they will kick your ass. They will kick it. By the way, you won't win.
They might, 100%. Or you know what they kicked my ass in a lot? Badminton.
Oh hell yeah!
Right.
When we used to play badminton school, these chicks would destroy me in that thing, and I was pretty good in badminton, But notice,
especially the Chinese women in badminton, you don't want to mess with them.
100%.
Don't overrate yourself though. You were probably not that
good. Look who he's tweeting out. End wokeness, right? Now, if you guys know about that End wokeness page, that's another Nerdrotic, that's another Geeks and Gamers, just the same old bullshit that they do over there. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, these people just run out and they pretty much, because I'm like, imagine this woman now thinking everybody's running around thinking she's a man. You know what I mean? Like,
horrible.
They don't give a shit about what people think or anybody's feelings. They just want to go with what they want to go with. JG, what are your thoughts?
Well, it's also, remember, you can go on the internet, find all kind of videos of women jumping into men's sports thinking they can be the man, right? And they get a reality check a lot of times, right? And I really feel sorry for this woman, right? Because I mean, like I said before, I fell for it. You heard transfixes. You have this whole thing that's been going on lately with a lot of trans women in these sports. Especially, we had, what was it, UFC boxer or fighter or something, MMA, who ripped a woman's eye socket out or something like that, right?
Yeah.
You've been hearing a lot of that lately. Yeah, so you've been hearing a lot of that lately. So
was that actually, did it turn out to be an actual trans?
Yeah, that was actually trans. Yeah, it was actually trans.
Wow.
And so when this comes up, if you're not fact checking, you can't help but believe it. Especially, and I feel so bad for saying this, looking at the person, and then you see them messing with the shorts and everything. Like, is she trying to adjust her dick or something? And the shorts, like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow. And was it a
Bitch,
45-second
whoop your fucking ass.
I'm sorry.
No. Oh, hell no. Huh? Oh, shit. Fuck. I forgot I muted. Hold on.
It's okay. Fox News has yet to issue a retraction to the false claim they made about her. Yeah, Fox News is the worst, bro. Trust me. Yeah, Fox News is the worst. And then and I have a stream that I was gonna do because they went on. Donald Trump went to the Black Journalist Network, and that was a shit show. And Fox News is there, and they were like kissing Donald Trump's ass and shit. I'm gonna do a video on that soon coming up if I decide to.
I have a hot take on that. Would they talk about the Black Journalist thing you went to?
Yeah.
I've got a hot take on that.
That was a whole farce altogether.
My bad, yo.
It's okay, Saggy. Go ahead.
I went to go take a shower. I came back. Yo, tell me why my dog ate my pot pie, bruh.
Because you left it there.
But she normally don't touch my food. I'm like, yo, this bitch really. I come in here, the fucking thing is empty. She just sitting there looking at me, sitting away from it like she didn't just eat that shit. That's why I was like, bitch, the fuck. Like, what? Who do you think you are?
Saggy. That's Saggy. I don't believe in it, but that's called karma for bashing on DC.
That's a DC loving dog right there. That's a DC loving dog right there.
These fuckers under DC shit, eh? Holy cow!
Let me tell you something. When Superman Legacy doesn't do better than Deadpool and Wolverine, you can suck the fattest part of
it. Doesn't have to. But if it does better than Fantastic Four, no, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. I'm not expecting the movie to do great.
That movie ain't gonna do better than the Flash, bro. Let me tell you right now.
It will do better than Man of Steel.
I don't think it will.
And it's going to do better than Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four comes out the same month. It's going to do better than Fantastic Four also.
I don't think it
hell
will.
no.
Nah, you on some other. I don't know what kind of ganja you.
Why y'all think Fantastic Four is going to do better than the Superman movie? Tell me the last Fantastic Four movie that made more money than the
Superman movie. I don't want to be this high and delusional. Somebody get me on the K-Dots weed right now. Come on.
What is the last Fantastic Four movie that made more money than the Superman movie?
Yo, Superman Legacy ain't even gonna make as much money as Black Adam. Miss me with that bullshit.
Can we talk about the fact that the Batman is better than every MCU movie ever?
Facts.
All right, so Nerdman and K-Dot will not be back on the stream tonight.
That's wild. That's wild.
I don't even try that shit.
I think these comments are giving me cancer.
Ass. Since RGJ is recasting Avengers Secret Wars and has a scene with Doctor Strange and not one says no shit Sherlock to each other, wasted moment in the movie.
Facts. That's why Infinity War sucked.
So what I meant? Anto, I sent you some stuff.
Yeah, I know. I'm there. Oh my god, this is unbelievable. Unfucking believable.
You know,
I
it's
try
always
not to get into it. You guys are always instigating. You always pull me back into this. I want to just stay on topic. You pull us back in.
whoa. K-Dot came in here with the
And
stuff
talk
first.
this shit. Yes, I know.
He
I
came
know.
in first.
I know, and I don't
No,
know
my
why.
son is
You know what?
innocent.
It's funny because I actually sent Nerdman the link and K-Dot pops in. It's like a fucking virus, right? Wherever Nerdman goes, K-Dot pops up, just fucking infects the whole stream with bullshit. That's what he did. So Sagi sent this one. I've seen this one before, but this is funny as hell. Watch this.
What's up, Megatron?
What?
What's up, Megatron TV?
Hey, Megatron.
Megatron.
Can you say Megatron?
Megatron. Nigga.
No, Megatron.
Megatron.
Listen,
Megatron.
look Daddy mouth.
Megatron.
Say
Me-
Say
nigga.
say ma. Say ma.
Mommy.
No, say ma. Say Try it. Mega.
Mega.
Okay,
Tron.
there we go. There we go.
Mega.
And I say Tron.
Megatron.
Good job, man.
Megatron.
Yeah.
Megatron.
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 No.
Oh my God, that's the cutest fucking
See, that's the problem with these adults nowadays, teaching them how to say names of trash characters. Transformers hasn't been good since back in the day.
Oh my God, what the?
Here we go. Here we go. We can't just
Oh,
enjoy the
shit.
cute kids saying Megatron. We just gotta
You know?
talk about how Transformers is trash now, even though you're
If that
correct.
kid said Superman, hey, whatever.
Oh, you can't say nigga man, so I mean
That's a good movie, though. I should make that movie. It's niggas, man.
talk about wokeness,
Oh
we
my
talk about
God.
wokeness. They're coming out with nigga Superman.
Nigga
You just
movie.
give them like you just trying to give the white people the pass, huh?
I know, right? I was just like,
Yeah. Hey, I just
Oh.
hope that nigga Superman movie is canceled.
And I can't believe, now that you said the past shit, Saggy, all the day I'm thinking about the stream, I'm thinking about things I'm going to stream. I forgot when that motherfucker, Nerdrotic, showed the fucking picture of him with the pass and said he had the N-word pass. You remember that?
Oh yeah, I realize.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
Oh wait, I did forget to ask because I didn't get caught up. But did the Nerdrotic recently do something that
That was what I was gonna ask, actually.
Yeah,
Because
like what did he do recently? I know he always say dumb shit, but like what did he do recently that like kind of
Somebody
sparked?
made a thread about him. Somebody made a big thread about him, and it went viral for some reason.
Oh, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that thread. I'll be honest. I seen the first two posts, but I'm like this with the whole Nerdrotic thing, and I'm not saying anyone can. But this is what I'm saying. Whether people engage with him negatively or positively, that's why I don't really talk about them. Because I don't want to give them no time of day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're just gonna get like that whole thread. While it did expose them, it's like, what did it really do?
Nothing.
It
Because
lost
they made
up the
videos
light,
on it. They made videos on it, and of course the White Knight Jeremy King had to come in and make a video on it. Then Nerdrotic made a response on it, and they made money off of this guy trashing on him. So
this is exactly like I said earlier, right? Either way, his name's getting out there, so he's already over
But
million subscribers.
what was the content of this trashing? That's what I want to know. What were they saying? They were saying he's a grifter. Why?
I mean, I don't think, but from what I
go
saw,
ahead.
they didn't really drop because this is what I remember. Like Nerdrotic used to be a drug dealer and stuff, but I don't think he dropped anything in a thread bigger than that. Like he was selling drugs and shit to people. Some fucked up shit.
I mean, that's bad, but I guess if he was doing
suppose he was selling the hard drugs to people.
It's just someone that don't like him and made a tweet about like why he don't like him or what he's done, because in the tweet he does show videos of Nerdrotic saying misogynistic shit and all kinds of stuff like that. So it was just him making a thread saying I don't like this guy and we need to cancel him, and then people just for some reason ate it up. You know what I mean? Ate it up, and the only reason why they responded.
Go.
No, I was just gonna say the only reason why they responded is because it got a lot of eyes on it. That's the only reason why they responded. If they didn't,
I'll be honest. I don't think Nerdrotic is the worst of them. I honestly don't.
No, it's Ryan Kennel. Ryan Kennel's the worst.
Ryan Kennel is like, a million times worse. And then
Ryan Kennel's the worst.
there's other neckbeards. At least he's got like a tad bit of, I don't know, something, charisma.
The quartering is bad too, but I don't really watch his shit. You know what I mean? It's just me. I don't watch none of their shit. It's just someone will post something and I'll be like, oh, and then I'll look at it and I'll be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, I'm watching that fucking Jonathan Majors because I know in that Jonathan Majors video, this faggot is going. I mean, this dude.
Oh wow!
Jesus Christ! Come on, come on, Nzo.
Oh my God! MSK done entered Nzo.
You know what I mean? I know this clown, which is what I really should have said, is this clown is going to diss Jonathan Majors in that video, right? So I know he's gonna do that. So at that point, I'm gonna have to
apologize to all the gay people.
Yes, I did. I did not mean
to.
The thoughts expressed by Nzo are not.
I did not mean to say that. It slipped out. Stop calling the dude a cigarette. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, that's why I say. I mean, yeah. Because that's why even when you brought a court in, like when they was complaining about the whole thing with the recent situation with like the Assassin's Creed stuff, they was getting mad and harping on the fact, oh, it's a black samurai. And then for them to try and double down again, they really tried to disprove historians that already proven that Yasuke was a real black samurai. And it's like, what's the point? Do you just not want to see a black man as a samurai? Because I've seen a lot of samurai Japanese content where white people are leading.
The Tom Cruise movie, Lost Samurai.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, he wasn't really a samurai in that movie. I mean, it wasn't really about but yeah.
The way the poster and trailer set it up was.
Yeah,
but
it's like the hills they die on. It's like it's not that serious and stuff. At the end of the day, their issues that come up is the same as us, bad writing, but they don't focus on that shit. It don't matter if you it don't matter if there's gay people in it or whatever. If it's not written well, then it's the writing. It's not the stuff they have in it. It's the damn writing.
Well, this is why we were telling you, me and Nzo, being the older, wiser people, were telling you to stop with all this race bending. Don't give them an inch.
What? No,
you were always on about it. You and Shawmonger as well, obviously has a hard on for that stuff. And I'm just saying, the problem is, once you give them an inch with that, you agree with them an inch. I knew they were going to take it a mile, and that means so any black person, any gay person, anyone
that agrees with them.
No, but anyone now, their position is any black person, any gay person in any genre like superhero or Star Wars or anything that is the star that makes the thing woke. It doesn't even matter if they're original characters or not anymore. And I knew that was where it was going.
Mm-hmm. And you are correct because, I said,
wait. But this thing, right? There's probably that does agree with that, but at the end of the day, I'm not finished because look, the whole Yasuke thing with the Assassin's Creed game, I do agree for the most part that he should have been a Japanese Asian man, but since Assassin's Creed has always gave you people accurate at the time, Yasuke, in the time period the game is taking place in, he existed. So you could have him be a main character of the game. It's not like they put fucking Abraham Lincoln there because he doesn't make sense of the time. But I don't agree with the whole, you can have a black samurai. You can't have a black samurai because a black samurai did exist at this time. Because the game takes place at this point in time. It's fictional, but they're basing it off a real life thing.
But he didn't exist. He wasn't a real samurai. There's no record of him being an actual samurai, which is a fair argument.
Also no record that he wasn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, right? Look, and look, Saggy, I'll say this right. I will say this right, because to me, at the end of the day, whether he's a samurai or not doesn't really matter to me. Because I can care less if he was a real samurai or not, because it doesn't do anything to make my life change any better. Because at the end of the day, it's a fictional story, and this is the same franchise in Assassin's Creed where they have magical balls that control people. I don't remember that happening in history, but it's in the game.
And you know what? It's Saggy said earlier that she's seen like that there were some Japanese, but I've seen TikTok videos which I can't find now where a Japanese woman breaks it down and says, "Yes, he was a samurai." You understand? So there are Japanese women out or people out there that actually say he's a samurai, right? Who
Well,
are we to say he wasn't when they're doing that? You know what I mean?
Well, when you look into it, there's not much recordings of you like him. Like he did exist. He was he was somebody who was taken in by Nobunaga, but there's no record that says he was. But you can heavily imply it considering how Nobunaga, was very infatuated with him. I mean, people say he treated him like a pet, but my thing is like, do people not understand there was a whole ass anime on Netflix made by the same people who made Boondocks, who made an anime based on Yusuke, and I'm like, why? Where was
Afro Samurai.
Saggy, wait, Saggy. That show
Afro
sucked.
Samurai.
That shit was a Afro Samurai. The one on Netflix Saggy was talking about.
Yeah,
I was so interested when they started putting robots and shit up in that motherfucker. I was like, oh hell no, I'm out.
What do you mean they had some like sci-fi shit in Afro Samurai?
Afro Samurai was good though.
I mean, yeah, well, Yusuke wasn't that bad. I mean, I enjoyed it.
But like, okay, no, but Saggy, remember in the trailers, right?
When that came out.
Saggy, remember in the trailers like of that Yasuke, and I remember it. It was just like you would thought it was just taking place in like feudal Japan, and then when the show comes out, there's like robots, there's magic and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? None of this shit was in the damn trailer because they marketed it as like a it's a regular samurai story. It kind of with some reality to it. That shit turned to no fucking fantasy.
I mean, that's fine, but I think my main issue really was like, where was the outrage when they made an anime about him? Instead, they're mad about the game.
I remember a lot of people was supporting it, even white people and stuff. I remember like a lot of people was low-key like interested before the show even came out. And I was like, what's this hate for Yasuke?
Also, fun fact, Chadwick was supposed to apparently play in the live action version of it before he passed away.
Yep.
See, there you go. Now, I'm at at the end of the day, we are talking about a video game, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's say this video game, and I said this earlier. Let's say this video game had a Japanese samurai, right? But it gave you the option to create your own character. You know how much black people that play this game would have created a black samurai anyways?
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was a Mortal Kombat game where you could create your own Mortal Kombat fighter. I created the Black Bruce Lee. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about here? It's a video game. Like, even though they're supposed to be as accurate, the Assassin's Creed is still a game. It's never going to be as accurate as real life. So who cares if you're playing as a black samurai?
So this is the funny thing, because the game's going to be about two protagonists, Yasuke and a Japanese Asian woman. So what they're complaining about is, why isn't Yasuke a Japanese Asian man? You have a Japanese Asian woman you can play as, or do you not want to play as a woman? Because I would ask these people this: have you ever played Tomb Raider, which stars a woman? Because if you play Tomb Raider, I mean, you should have an issue playing with as a woman here, because technically they gave you a Japanese Asian protagonist and you got a black protagonist. So if you don't want to play as the black dude, play as the Asian girl. It's optional. It's just crazy. No reason to complain when they literally gave you two options that you can do. I'm probably gonna play as a samurai more because he looks dope as shit.
It's ridiculous, you know what I mean? And that's why I say they hate everything black and all kinds of stuff like that. But with that being said, guys, we are going to close it up. It's been almost 3 hours. It was a great conversation. I'd like to thank Saigi, Reality, Ray, for coming in and joining us.
Names.
I did.
I gotta head out.
She's also the mother of dragons, breaker of chains.
So, K-Dot, shout out your channel before you bounce real quick.
You guys find me at SSJ K-Dots Sanctum. Just posted a video.
Exactly, Eli.
Hopefully, we can go live this Friday. Well, no, I'll be watching Deadpool and Wolverine again with my girlfriend. Yeah.
Wait,
so
what? Wow.
I'm watching Deadpool.
Watching it again.
So she can watch it. She never seen it. Because Nerdman, when he tried to put on that cowl, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I became a slight MCU fan for a minute. He got me. I was like, oh my god, Marvel is saying.
I'm disowning you, bro. That is it. We need to actually say it while we're still live, bro.
Good job.
Damn. Scrub that footage.
And you can't get rid of my video. Nerdman, where can they find you?
I'm usually on K-Dots or your channel, to be fair, these days. So keep watching.
Absolutely. And Ray, whatever, man. Ray, tell the people where they can find you.
Nowhere. Don't find me. I'm hiding.
Yeah, but when she does do her streams, you need to watch it because, boy, Drama Queen is in the house. When you know that thumbnail comes up, oh, yeah, there's going to be some drama to talk about. And it's funny as hell. So I appreciate that, man. Make sure, and then everybody knows where to find you anyways, right? So.
I mean, at this point, yeah, but don't find me.
Yes, find her, please. Let's do it. And last but not least, the JG Shaolin man, the one, the only original Wu-Tang member. Take us home.
JG Shaolin Terrific, the undefeated, undisputed final boss of the 36 champs of Shaolin. You have now seen us live tonight, Wednesday night, on the O.O.C. with Nzo, a.k.a. the Abbott, and the Osiris of this shit, the Spliff King, and the Professor of Ganja. And he's not here. You know I got to shout him out, Roberto, a.k.a. Mr. 100, a.k.a. No trouble did to anything going to be Irie. No woman, no cry. Boop, boop, boop. And of course, check out the lady herself, the woman with so many names, the mother of dragons, the break of chains, like this bald British dude over here said earlier, but I call her the lioness who's always ready to slaughter these hyenas. Reality. Check her out.
Yes. And with
wait,
that,
where's my bit?
How
Where's my bit?
wait.
I threw you in there.
Nah, it's supposed to be like, thank y'all for watching. It was a great show. Shout out to Nzo, Bigfoot Entertainment for keeping it real. We got JG, the place to be. We got Nerdman in the house. And we got the lovely lady Ray up in here. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe.
How come you gotta put a lovely on your name? But we're just anybody. We're just anybody.
Sir, I didn't interrupt your.
You know what? You are right. I apologize.
Like this is a hate crime.
You're trying to steal my thunder here, okay? You trying to steal.
I tried, but you obviously shut it down. So I mean, I don't even want to start over now because like. Damn, he just said, "Shut up, bitch," and I'm like, "Damn, I gotta shut up."
I'm the hype man on this stream. Okay, me.
Wow,
I'm a hype woman too. This is sexist. I demand equality. I demand justice.
I am the flavor of this channel.
This is the wokeness that we talk about. This is some bullshit. It's because I'm a black woman, huh? That's what it is. That's where we're at now, JG. We just had this whole discussion. Now we just gotta cancel me. I'm gonna make a thread on you tomorrow. It's over. I'm gonna do a stream. I'm gonna make a thread. I'm gonna go viral, baby.
This is the problem when you have transgender women against biological women. It's like,
who's the transgender woman?
Yeah.
Whoa.
JG.
JG, you got
Wait a minute.
I thought you had a vagina.
You bald head chicky fellow, you.
Wow. I was bamboozled this whole time. I thought you were a guy. You're a woman guy. What? I don't understand.
Oh, wow.
And my clit is still bigger than his dick.
Oh. But you know what's funny? It would explain JG being a mooch, right? Because that's what women do. They mooch off of men. So that explains a lot.
Oh,
wow, the sexism is real. I don't even know what to say.
We're canceled. Cancel it. Shut it down.
Hey, we were canceled the minute I said the F slur, and I was canceled. Like, oh, we're gonna cancel it.
Wait, when did you say that? Did I miss that?
Yeah,
yeah.
Wait, this was during the stream? Was it when I was in the shower?
Yes, it was.
Wait, you said the F word?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh
we
God.
all shut him down though. We all shut
How
him
did
down.
I miss that? Oh, of course you say some out of pocket shit when I leave. I'm crazy.
You know? It slipped out. You know what I mean?
All right, Melanie Mac 2.0. Calm down there.
It slipped out. It was an accident. It won't happen again.
That was not an accident. Don't lie. That was a natural reaction.
and it'll probably get clipped out when the replay goes back up. So don't
This
worry
whole
about
time we
that.
talked about bigots and phobes, and he just dropping the F word like it was
Yeah,
nothing. Like it
yeah,
was an accident. Like,
I know.
what?
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
Yeah, I
you in
know.
trouble
You
now.
see, no, I have an excuse, right?
Okay,
I have
here
an
it goes.
excuse.
Yep.
I'm 50 years old.
Oh, we gonna pull
I grew up in a time where it was good. You see Eddie Murphy's
Where it
Delirious
was
and all
good.
these comments. Well, it was okay to say it. You know what I mean? Like it was okay to say it. You know. Now I know times change and it's not okay to say it, but sometimes I slip back into the old, old man
It is true.
mentality.
I know
We
this
have
man did
to,
not
he
use the old
he
card.
he is suffering from a declining
Dementia?
Right, I was gonna say, I
um,
know you. I was just about to say, I know he didn't go with the dementia route right now. Like this is where we're at, 2024. I'm old,
I did.
guys. Forgive me for
Yeah.
I do not know.
the Joe
100%.
Biden of YouTube.
100%. Yes, I am an old fart. You know what I mean? Sometimes the N word slips out when it shouldn't, and sometimes, well, not occasionally. Just I don't know why it slipped out tonight, but it did, and that's that. So
That's my fault. Every time I'm on, I listen. I've been saying that word so much more now than I ever have, and I think it's because I'm dating a black man.
wow, oh my lord,
Oh
what are
my
we doing here?
Let the cancellation begin. Oh my God.
He even called it out. He said, "You know what? Ever since you've been around me, you've been saying nigga a lot."
Wow, you see
Well,
what I'm
it's
saying?
awkward when you say it to the white boyfriend.
That's true. That's true. Feel more comfortable. What up, my nigga? Hey, nigga,
Right?
what's
Like
up?
you said it to a white boy, he can't say it back. So
Wow. Well, with that being said, I am going to give Nerdman his shout out that he wants to. Now, he has not done YouTube in a while, but he came on the panel today. It's the man with the worst takes on YouTube. That's why I
Yes.
had to make sure that I kicked his butt off of YouTube. If you see my video where I trashed him and K-Dot, the Nerdman, the one, the only, the biggest DC simp MC loving trash ass YouTuber that you will ever find. Nerdman.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I enjoyed that. Peace.